Hello, we're back. Once again with this, shit show. Hi! Let's see who's off around, who's going to... You ain't gonna be loud. Yeah, we're probably not gonna be loud for a bit, because it's only the dawn of the first day. There can't be everything happening at once, probably. You'll probably be fine, Pack.
At night.
Yeah, people only die on the nights. It's called, like, the first 13 or whatever the fuck, twilights.
Yeah.
It's like 10.
Yeah, so at best we're gonna just see some fucking child abuse from Rosa. Anyway, yes, we have to subject you all to the opening once again. Until I finally give you proper PTSD towards it.
Joke's on you, I like this song.
So do I. We sounded exceptionally pissed last night when I had to leave to get food for 10 minutes.
Yeah, because it was 3 times.
We can do 4 this time.
While you were streaming.
Well, that's what you were there for.
You weren't even on like the starting soon screen. It was just while you were streaming.
I switched this over. I was ready to start going, and then I got a fucking message saying, "Hey, guess what? It's time to get food." So I obviously had to just leave you on there and ignore the fact I've got a BRB screen. The comedy of you two suffering had to work, probably. Yeah. Anyway, all that you missed last time, Velvet.
Mm-hmm.
You left us off when George and Shannon ended their date. Once after that, the next scene was Shannon telling Jessica to take Canon on a date to her school culture festival, where she performed a rock song in front of there in like this weird like UK dress thing going on. There's like out of nowhere, and then never seems to show up or get mentioned again. And as TiVo so tastefully put it, Canon decided to go to the school culture festival dressed as the shooter.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she's got a fucking, like, weird UK-ass dress thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, of course, the one time that one of my characters is singing and I missed it. Of course.
They didn't give us
luckily,
lyrics, they played it in the background,
actual,
but...
like, yeah.
Fair enough, but still.
We might actually have it in the BGM thing, hold on.
It might be.
It was Sweet Sweet something.
Sweet, sweet, sweets.
Hi! Hi! Yeah, like...
Some, like, right.
Hi!
J-pop.
Hi!
Yeah.
Oh! Oh, man, mom. Yeah. That's pretty much what you missed.
Okay.
But the important bit
Also,
is... Oh.
Canon fucking breaking Jessica's heart.
Oh yeah, he absolutely just fucking... Okay, we have it right here, hold on. Hold on. There's a picture of him right there at the school festival. I need to take a pic. This is what TiVo meant by,
Oh, yeah, no. Just from the thumbnail through the escape slot, I saw it. It was like, oh.
Yes.
Oh my god.
My man has whatever the fuck negative drip is.
My man has an M16 under that coat.
No.
No, see, it's Japan, so he's got a doohickey.
He's got the doohickey. Fuck, we need Canon with the doohickey.
Oh god, I gotta make a note of make Canon with the doohickey.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
technically speaking, you can own a gun in Japan. You just have to go through like every 3 months you have to renew your license. You have
3 months?
You can't own. Yeah, because Japan's gun laws are more comprehensive and make more sense than America's.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like you gotta own it for like hunting or just like target shooting.
Like an explicit reason to have it beyond Morats.
Yeah.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Because like the manga I Am Hero or whatever, the zombie one. Like that, it goes into detail about owning a gun.
Oh.
And the dude's like, yeah, my gun's real, you fucking airsoft havers. Because he just has like a shotgun. I believe it's a single shot, but it's a shotgun.
Probably.
Yeah.
But isn't that thing about like a mangaka or something?
Yeah, he was an assistant.
Oh, okay. Because I remember seeing it
his way to be a mangaka.
right after I read Bakuman. I was on like a fix of like, I want more stories that are like about creatives trying to create shit, and that one kept getting mentioned, but I never got around to reading it. So
Yeah,
it's about a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They made a live action movie about it.
They did?
I want to watch it. Yeah.
is it on like Netflix
like
or something?
No. It's like I Am Hero or I Am a Hero.
It's I Am a Hero. Yeah, no, they have it. It was released by Funimation in English.
Oh.
So it might be on
Why would I-
Crunchyroll nowadays. No, it's on Funimation.
Why
They
the
still...
hell would I watch a live action movie with English dub? Like, every time I've ever done that, it's
I
given me a
never said
headache
it got an
because-
English dub. I said it got released in the West by Funimation.
See, you said English, and I assumed English dub because it's what Funimation did.
Well,
They didn't always
didn't
do that.
Just do that.
Yeah, they didn't just do that. They had their own like competing sub thing against Crunchyroll for the longest time before they got bought
Didn't
out.
work.
Is it? Okay, no, I have to pay for
I'm not
that.
saying English dubs are bad.
Yes, you are.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I'd rather watch a live action movie with subtitles than dubbed, because otherwise my brain hurts because it's trying to make the mouth flaps work.
Yeah. Yeah, no, honestly, kind of see where I come from, especially since I think I ended up in a similar spot when looking at the preview for the live action series of Sweet Home, and the fact there was an English dub.
You mean the debate that normies had about Squid Game?
They had that thing
Was
for
it-
fucking Squid Game. Oh,
They
God.
had the sub versus dub debate for Squid Game, when like intrinsically it was better to watch it subbed because, you know, you can't match lip flaps like that. They're
Which
fully
honestly-
saying different words.
Yeah, which honestly leads me to the wild take of the One Piece live action of people being like, oh, I'm gonna watch the One Piece live action, but I'm just gonna watch it with the Japanese dub since it has the original anime voice actors.
No, see, why would you do that to yourself? Just
I
watch
know,
One
right?
Piece then.
Yeah, like honestly.
The point of the live action was to get a Western audience for something that's incredibly popular.
Yeah.
And it seemed to work out, so...
Oh yeah. To the point of a season 2 announcement within 2 weeks of release.
Yep. Sorry, there was a show that I saw that just got released that also like immediately had a season 2 announcement. I'm trying to remember what it was. Like it just came out like the day after they got a season 2 announcement or something, but
I have no idea. I'm waiting for the second half of the first season of Castlevania.
that was it. It was
Instead of
It was Nocturne. A season 2 got immediately announced right after it was.
Oh.
It's not a season 2. It's just the second half.
It says immediately season 2 officially in production from Netflix Castlevania. I'm
Hey,
looking
Case.
at their Twitter.
It's 8 episodes.
See, all I know
You know,
is people are.
it's
Ooh
a
boy, people are
season
salty
2.
about that. Like I could tell you a like witty one-liner, but fuck it, thing.
I love that because that's exactly what Trevor would do.
But that's not Trevor. That's Richter.
Yeah, he's still a Belmont.
Yeah, like, isn't he Trevor's descendant or something like that?
Direct descendant.
Descendant of
300 years
Simon.
removed.
But like, there's
Well,
like.
he's 300 years removed, but still.
Like, all I know is, like, everyone was getting, like, very upset about the fact that, like, no one's allowed to just fucking enjoy being fucking corny and shit anymore. They always gotta try to be like, I could do something cool here.
That was still
but
corny.
Nah.
It's still a witty one-liner. It's like, I could say this.
No,
or
it's
I
not.
could just fucking explode you.
No, it's not.
It's not
Like, I
witty.
could do something cool, but fuck it, when you could just walk up and just kill him immediately without saying shit. For the better fucking effect.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't. I think we should have a protagonist that just tries to do witty one-liners and they all fail.
I mean,
Like, it's just like they're written intentionally, like, just incapable of having wit in the moment.
Well, isn't that just like Deadpool in that one scene was like, I thought it was like, no, damn it, he tries to just shoots the dead body again, trying to get the moment back.
Yeah. I want a series where it's like that, and like 7 episodes after like the first failure, he comes up with something actually good, but it's already gone.
the moment's over, yeah.
Yeah, you could just do it, or you could not do it. There's no point like pretending like being like pointing out the fact that you're not doing it kind of makes you look like a smug like shit trying to like quip like Rick and Morty or fucking Marvel without any like wit or intelligence behind it. You're just being a twat. Yeah, see, Malix gets it.
I mean, to be fair, Richter's also 18. I don't expect any wit or
18-year-olds are the
intelligence
corniest
from 18.
people I've ever fucking met.
I don't expect wit or intelligence from 18-year-olds.
Then I expect them to be corny as shit.
Yeah. They have 8 more episodes to be cool again, so because I guarantee that second season is going to be 8 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Because, as I said before, it's just the second half of the first season.
All right.
Anyways,
Anything else
to get
before we
back
get on
on
with this,
track.
or?
Yeah.
Netflix should have seasons meted out by 12 and 24 instead of 8.
But then they can have higher budget individual episodes. Ooh.
That fucking doesn't matter. You're making it before you're releasing it.
That's not how that works. You allocate budget per episode so you know how much you can work to add to, like, effects, props, like, scene set, everything for that individual episode.
Then Netflix should play its animators and writers.
That's what the whole strike was about! Well, scratch
Exactly.
that. Scratch that. The writers were about. Next year, we're gonna get the animation strike.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We just need, like,
I
a good,
have-
like, 3 years of hot strikes where everything's going off.
I have an infinite amount of YouTube I can watch. I don't need to watch TV.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, we have our games to play, we have manga series to discover and catch up on, we have a lot of stuff that we don't need new stuff just yet.
Anything else before we keep going?
I think what could have been done better is if Richter was like, man, I lost, like, was beginning to say something witty and just, like, completely lost it and killed him.
No, you know, he kills them, he's like, the only time you should have said, I could have said something is, like, after you already killed them and you lost the moment. That's when it's funny. That's not when you're just
Yeah.
being a twat.
It's just the, oh man, I should have said something. Damn it. He's dead now, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
from what I've seen of that clip, it was also, like, a big, huge hero moment where we're spending, like, getting the vampire trust when we get slammed back down, Richter's walking up, tying up his headband, being all fucking serious already, and they just undercuts the moment by turning it into a, like, fake, like a flop, a wedge slop of a joke.
Yeah. Once again, it has more episodes coming out, which means, like, it has a chance to get better writing. Like I said, not as good as the first Castlevania show.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, still watchable.
Mm.
I enjoyed it for what it was, which was a bunch of teenagers not knowing what the fuck they're doing.
Anyway.
Yeah.
let me quickly open up a... Alright, let's get going then. They had eaten breakfast at a coffee shop in the station building. By chance, the inside of the shop had been decorated with Halloween colors since it was October. It seemed that Maria had really taken a liking to that. Ever since, she had been making a fuss inside the train about wanting to have a Halloween festival, without caring that she was attracting the attention of others. Halloween is popular in Europe and America, but people are hardly familiar with it at all in Japan. This is the 80s, remember, before you say anything.
Mhm.
The shopping district was colorfully decorated with orange pumpkins, but the costume parades of children demanding sweets saying, "Trick or treat," were nowhere in sight.
Ooh, I want a Halloween festival. I don't want to wear these clothes. I want to look like a witch. Ooh.
I mean, last time you looked like a corpse.
No, Maria was left alive. We found her jaw, but we didn't see any corpse bodies, so who knows?
He was bones.
She could rattle up, she could play Skellybone. She was cosplaying Sans.
I'll rattle my bones at you.
Rattling boys.
Happy marimba noises.
Anyways, the family conference isn't for playing. We're going to meet grandfather, so you have to dress up nice.
While it wasn't completely full inside the train, there were enough people here that almost all of the seats were occupied. Among them, Maria was making a fuss, kicking her feet back and forth in her seat while Rosa scowled at her. Rosa had told her many times in a low voice to stop, but Maria was taking no notice whatsoever. Once Maria gets this way, no matter how much you try to explain the situation or calm her, she doesn't listen. In the past, Rosa used to pamper Maria and give in to her at times like this. But that had probably been the problem. Almost certainly, the young Maria had formed the wrong impression that if she kept complaining noisily, her mother would give in and listen to her. That error had been brought to Rosa's attention through an educational book, and since then, she hardened her heart so as not to pamper her beloved daughter, and hardened her hand. Excuse me. But Rosa could manage less and less mutual understanding with Maria, and it had become more and more common that she felt discouraged by her own powerlessness.
Halloween! Halloween! Trick or treat! Ooh! I'm not giving you any sweets. You just ate breakfast. Trick or treat! Trick or treat!
Hey, kid, shut the fuck up, said the old man in the front.
As Maria kicked her feet, a stout old woman sitting next to the seat across from Maria picked a candy out of her handbag and gave it to her.
Ooh, got a treat, got a treat. Look, Mama. Happy Halloween.
Damn, that was a tactical decision.
Maria, you can't just accept sweets from strangers, remember? Return it.
Oh no. I remember how that face goes. This is in public too.
Oh no.
He's about to make a scene.
Oh, it's all right. She's a lovely young lady. How old is she? There may not have been any malice in those words from the old woman, but it seemed that Rosa had taken that in an extremely humiliating way.
Oh no. Maria, I'm always telling you not to accept sweets from strangers. Hold on.
No problem.
This one's mine. No, it's mine.
Oh, that's you.
Go of it.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this is.
Yeah, this is gonna be uncomfortable for some people.
Yeah.
Let go of it. Don't I always tell you to listen to what Mama says?
Do I have content warnings I could put on for something like this?
I want to say maybe
I think
parental abuse.
Yeah, I think I remarked my thing for like mature audiences, but let's see.
As a
Violent and graphic depictions, not sexual themes, not profanity, vulgarity. Seems I can't select mature rated gambling. No. Violent or graphic depictions, simulations and or depictions of realistic violence, gore, extreme injury, or death. Not really.
Maybe not this episode, but
not this episode. Maybe in the future, but
is domestic violence one the tags?
I think my channel's set to not to be like mature, but under settings, hit stream, copyright audio warnings, latency warning, blah blah. Store pass protocols, enable clips, raid drops reward.
Umineko has child abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where they moved everything to.
Yeah,
it's not letting me. It's like they shifted everything and they're not letting me apply the mature label to Umineko.
Shame.
Fuck. Come on. Let me mark it. Stupid game. I'm trying to see what I can find, but Twitch is not giving me anything. Guess we're just gonna have to...
Yep. Oh well. Maybe we should just include trigger warnings in our preamble, maybe.
Yeah.
Right. Just make sure this is the next line of what we were on before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here we go. It's mine. Mine. No. No. I told you, stop making that childish whining noise.
What a great way to start the stream.
And thus Rosa makes it awkward for everyone on that fucking train.
Yeah. Fucking.
Rosa reflexively hit Maria violently on her cheek. That should not be a reflex.
No.
In no way should that just be something you could describe as reflexive.
Exactly.
In a flash, Maria started crying loudly. Rosa immediately snatched the candy from Maria's hand and stuck it towards the dumbfounded old woman sitting next to them.
Oh no, yeah, she was just trying to be generous and... Oh my god, sorry, I'm just like... This old woman trying to be generous, and then next thing she knows, the mother of the child she's trying to be generous to...
is beating said child.
Yeah, exactly.
Rosa is the worst.
Then again, who isn't the worst in the Ushinomiya family?
He takes so much after her father.
Oh, totally, yep.
And that's with the fact that since she's the youngest, she probably got the least beatings out of everyone.
Arguably, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyways, right. Please, do not give sweets to my daughter.
I'm very sorry. Breathing heavily, Rosa once again held out the candy to the old woman. The woman looked confused for a moment about what she should say, but understood that perhaps her actions had caused some trouble for this parent and child, and she accepted the candy back, apologizing.
Oh, random old lady, please no, don't think that, that's normalizing abuse.
Then Rosa finally took notice of her surroundings. Her daughter's clothes were all messed up. She was crying and shouting with her nose dripping, and there were many dumbfounded passengers watching them. Except for the sound of the train running, the rail car was completely silent. Unfortunately, that pitiful silence didn't last more than a short while. However, in its place came an even more painful atmosphere as everyone whispered. Maria shouted, cried, kicked, and stomped her feet as usual, paying no heed to the people sitting around her. Impulsively, Rosa tried to slap her again.
That should not be an impulse.
That should not be anywhere close to an impulse. What the fuck, Rosa?
As a man. As a person. Man, I would have fucking I would have stood up from my seat and decked her. Mother or not.
Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just hit your kid.
But she noticed the cold eyes of the people in the train, and she couldn't do that anymore. When the train stopped, Rosa got off, forcibly pulling Maria by the arm and almost dragging her along the ground. As usual, Maria didn't stop crying. Rosa took her to the end of the platform and hit her cheek again.
Still in public, Rosa.
At the moment she was hit, Maria stopped crying for an instant, but before long she shouted and cried even more than before. Rosa, whose emotions had exploded, grabbed Maria by her collar and pulled her hair as if to rip it out.
Mama, it hurts. Mama, it hurts.
Can't you hear me? I'm telling you to shut up. That yours, I'm telling you to stop it. That's the reason you can't make friends in class. Don't you get it? Get a hold of yourself. Why are you always a kindergartner inside your head? Why can't you do what Mama says? Why? Why?
Go on.
And then for Officer Takeshi to walk around the corner and be like, "What the fuck are you doing, ma'am? Please unhand that kid."
Yep. Anyways, I hope I wasn't too loud and peeking my mic or anything.
Nope.
We're fine.
Okay,
You're
good.
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 Along with those
unsure
severe
that-
words, Rosa hit Maria's head over and over again. The more Maria cried and shouted, the more Rosa hit her. And the more Maria was hit, the more intensely she cried and shouted.
Okay, so
Yeah,
good
it's
call
almost
pounding
like-
into my bed then, in that case.
Mhm.
Mama, it hurts. Mama, it hurts. Mama, save me. Mama, save me.
Why can't you just stop that whining?
Maybe it's because
you're
you're
like
beating your
this.
child.
It's because you're like this that you can't make friends. It's because you're like this that Papa never came back from his business trip.
I'm pretty sure that's your fault.
Because you're like this that I...
No, it's because you're a terrible person, Rosa.
Excuse me, madam, is something the matter?
Is there something that you want?
The one who timidly called to her was the station attendant.
Could you please stop beating your child?
Rosa glared at him with a look that says, don't cut into the problems of a mother and child, stranger.
Yeah,
The
no,
station-
this is literally his job.
The station attendant surely hadn't wanted to talk to her. However, Rosa had been yelling on the platform for a much longer time than she'd expected. Her emotional scolding had caused the passengers on the platform to advise the station attendant that it would be a good idea to speak with her. Rosa yelled at the station attendant that they would get on the next train and not bother them anymore. And then finally, or maybe we should say for the second time, she noticed the passengers on the platform staring at her from the distance.
Hey, maybe it's not a good idea to do this in public. Or at all, actually. Seek help.
Okay.
You know,
No. You could probably afford a therapist.
You're lucky none of these people decided that it'd be a good idea to throw you in front of a fucking moving train.
Yeah, be thankful mob mentality hasn't taken over.
Rosa sweated lightly. She felt the wind chill the sweat tormenting her. Maria was crying, shielding her own head. No. Unless this beating stopped, she would probably keep crying forever.
At least you're self-aware. Kind of.
I've done it again.
Hey, listen, I don't suggest this to a lot of parents. You're not fit to be a parent. Please put your kid in like a program or something. Just give them a healthier life, fucking somewhere else.
A distant cousin even would probably work.
They don't have cousins, remember?
Oh, right.
Kinzo had no siblings. They all fucking died.
Oh, right.
Like, they are the entire family. And, the closest thing Maria has to a cousin is, do you want her to go to Ava and Hideyoshi with that disaster going on? With how they pressure... Do you want them to go to Kraus and Natsuhi with that disaster going on?
Send him to Battler's other grandparents.
Yeah, honestly.
They died! That's why he's back!
Right.
Battler seems like he'd be a good parent.
He just turned 18.
Yeah, he's 18. He's old enough.
He's old enough, but not mature enough, my guy. You've seen him. He is not mature enough to be an adult.
There's orphanages.
As Rosa recovered from the evil heat inside her head, she knew she had surrendered her soul to something bad again.
Mama. Mama. Dad.
Rosa fell to her knees and hugged Maria, whose face was all soggy with tears and mucus.
Maria, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Mama. Mama. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Finally, Maria realized that her mother had turned back to being her mother. Then she clung to her mother's body and cried, burying her face in her mother's chest.
Forgive your bad mama. Forgive your bad mama. I'm so sorry. Please, don't hate your mama.
I'm perfectly fine. I won't hate Mama. Mama's just being possessed by an evil witch again. But Mama came back, so it's okay.
So you
Rosa,
remember how I
please seek
mentioned in
therapy.
episode 1?
Yes.
How I mentioned in episode 1, there was like a bit I got to in episode 2 and I decided, no, I'm gonna stop here and then keep going with you. This is the bit of like thing I can see that would point to Rosa being definitely involved in the murders of the first night. Maria already has a trigger in her head to turn her mother into a witch and not her mother. Some psychological torment of nightmarish shit going on, where she refuses to acknowledge her mother as her mother and instead she's a witch.
Rosa needs the most therapy out of all of them, which is saying
impressive.
something.
Oh yeah.
Like, just go to like a rehabilitation center for like 2 weeks. Have Maria, like, find someone you trust. Have Maria stay with them for 2 weeks.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing, though. Rose has been ostracized as a unmarried woman with a child in Japan in the 80s.
To a
Move
rich
to
family,
America.
too.
Move to America. Fucking hire a nanny. You're rich.
Yeah,
But
as of like
literally,
after.
there's so many options.
But yeah, as of after this, I know nothing about what's going on anymore, so. Because it was this line that made me go, you know what? Nah, let's stop. And that's evidence now.
Yeah. 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 Mama was being possessed by an evil witch again. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
For a long time, the two of them hugged each other, asking for forgiveness and sending words of forgiveness back. After a while, the two of them gradually calmed down and naturally drew their faces apart. Maria's face, Rosa's face, both were a deep red after crying their eyes out.
Do you want to have a Halloween festival, Maria?
Yeah. I want to show the pumpkin marshmallow to George Oni-chan and Jessica Oni-chan.
That was a sweet that they had brought alongside the cash register at the shop where they'd eaten breakfast. It was a fancy sweet that had a big orange marshmallow in the shape of a jack-o'-lantern stuck on the end of a stick. Maria had wanted that and insistently pestered for it. Rosa had disallowed it, saying there was no way she would buy such a sweet right after they had had breakfast.
You don't have to eat it right away.
Yeah, like at lunch or something.
Okay, but
Rosa,
kids and impulse control around sugar.
You put it in your bag as a parent. And you're like, all right, you wait until after lunch. Or Maria wanted to show it off, so obviously she would have fucking waited.
Anyways, right. Okay then, Maria. I don't know if they sell those in this town or not, but let's get off and try searching for one, okay?
Yeah. Love you, Mama. Love you so much. Thank you.
I love you too, Maria.
The truth was that they had no time to waste loitering around at a stopover station. If they missed the airplane, they would fall half a day behind schedule. She should have left home with more time to spare, but she had ended up leaving late after spending too long choosing Maria's clothes. Because of that, Rosa had been a bit impatient since the morning. She looked at the clock. They should be getting on the next train immediately. But her daughter had finally joined hands with her to go buy the sweet together, and that hand was warm. To Rosa right now, it was more important to regrow her bonds with Maria. Maria was not only Rosa's beloved daughter, she was everything Rosa had.
And maybe you shouldn't beat your fucking kid, Rosa.
Fortunately, she could see there was a big supermarket right in front of the station.
Oh man, you don't even just need the one candy. You can get a big fucking bag of candy. And it's super cheap because it's Halloween. Oh wait, this is Japan, never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry, American brain went, oh, cheap candy.
Yeah, you're going way too American brain, and besides, the cheap candy comes after Halloween. Casual.
You can get pretty big bags of candy for cheap. Well, I guess I also shop at a discount store, but you know.
Yeah.
The really cheap stuff comes like November once that hits. First week of November, all the good Halloween candy's on cheap.
Yep. And now
although I, as a person, never really bought Halloween candy for myself because I know my impulse control around sugar, and I know for a fact I can buy like a bag of chips, like 3 or 4 bags of chips.
Yeah.
Chips.
Yeah.
Yeah, you buy bags of chips for Halloween.
No. Instead of buying candy, I'll buy a bag of chips because, for one, I prefer salt. For 2, sugar doesn't sit well with me.
Maybe she wouldn't be able to find a sweet exactly like that one, but Maria would probably accept something similar. Besides, Rosa couldn't show up with a face swelled from crying. She would have to fix her makeup. Makeup? They said it!
Yeah.
She's getting ready to kill. It's gonna be her again. She's gonna kill someone, I guarantee it.
We might not find marshmallow exactly like that one, but I hope we can find a sweet that's similar.
Oh shit! Yeah, no. Oh, okay, so sorry. Something that happened in the first episode was Rosa gave everyone sweets, or gave Battler sweets.
There was that, but also like Hideyoshi was also trying to hand out sweets too, so you might be getting them mixed up. I'm not sure the specifics, but yeah, this might be like explaining like why they were late in the first place, because they were waiting for Rosa and Maria at the beginning.
Yeah.
So this is other perspectives we're getting.
It might have been Ava gave him like a mint. Which honestly, fucking love mints.
Yeah, I think it's been a while since I've had a mint.
I just like
Anyways.
mint flavored things.
I don't like mint.
You don't like a lot of good things, so
Fuck you!
Maybe he's right to finish up.
Quickly
Yeah,
checking. Yeah, it was Hideyoshi that handed out candy. Ava had it in her bag. Gotcha. Fuck did you do? You know what you did, TiVo. Don't worry about it. Anyway, let's quickly end this like momentary child abuse scene to get to something like more wholesome, like murder and spree killing.
And let's surprise all your cousins with it.
Yeah. If it's a sweet I bought together with Mama, anything is fine.
The two left the turnstiles of the station into this unknown town. Maria walked across the pedestrian crossing together with her mother, feeling very pleased as though she was walking in an amusement park. Both faces were still a deep red, but warmth could be seen between the two of them, mother and child, as they smiled at each other awkwardly.
half of Maria's face was swollen because she got hit by her mother on the same cheek. Like over and over.
We don't need to worry about that. But yeah, you did miss the awkwardly realistic child abuse.
Oh, we're just here already. Oh.
Once again. Dear, what are you doing in a place like this?
Oh, it's you. It's nothing. I just wanted to... It's just that this was a pleasant place to think.
Apparently you can't think through your words before you say them, though.
I'll fucking kill you, Case.
I have finished all the preparations for today. Now, shall we relax and wait while drinking some tea?
Sorry. I'm always pushing my problems onto you. You're not a nice man. Don't say sorry.
Please, can't you rely on me more? I am your wife.
Naturally, I'm grateful for you always coming to my aid. For that very reason, I'm able to devote myself to my work.
I understand that. About your work, and the topic of father's inheritance, right?
TiVo thought these two were siblings, not married.
No, notice how she has a Japanese name? She's not part of this family.
She's got the very
Not my
noticeably
blood.
actual Japanese name.
Yeah.
And not some, like, fucking nightmare amalgamation.
Of kanji that happens to sound like a Western name.
Like Fight Man.
Fight Man, or whatever the fuck came up, is how Maria's name came about. Which only tangentially has, like, a cross in it, and that's why they went with it. It's something stupid like that, but...
Yeah.
Anyways.
That's Kunyomi and Omyomi. It's fun to play around with.
Mm-hmm.
I am your wife. Don't remind me. That has nothing to do with you. It's nothing more than my greedy siblings scavenging for rotten meat.
He
Oh, that's
says
how you
as
really
if he
feel.
doesn't.
He says like he has money.
Well, unlike them, he's got gold.
Yeah.
Like, he demonstrably has gold. They don't.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Right. It's alright, dear. Everything will work out. Your work has never once turned out badly.
We have an entire
even he's
episode
like,
where I died.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Nazi softly cuddled close to Krause's shoulder. She spoke words to reward Krause for the difficulties of his work, but Nazi was herself the one who knew best that it wasn't going well. Krause's enterprise was something like a seesaw where large amounts of money swung. A big investment leads to a large return. But the swaying of a large seesaw is large yet sluggish, and not something which shows immediate results. At times he would make more investments so that the seesaw inclined faster towards the good side. Naturally, he did that because he had the confidence that, in a not-so-distant future, he would be able to recover all the investments made.
In the not-so-distant future, he gets his head bashed in.
Yeah. Unless they do it differently this time.
Who knows?
Yeah. Look. However, the seesaw Krause chose never turned out as well as he would have liked them to. His foresight wasn't wrong, but times were just slow. They never caught up with him. Like, he invested in Bitcoin when it was like 10,000 Bitcoins for a penny. Then he was forced to offload it a bit when it was for like $1. The next thing he knows, it was at like 1,600 for a coin, and he could have been a bajillionaire.
Natsui, you don't understand. Bitcoin is the future. We have to get into crypto now. Look, I bought this it's called an NFT.
Yeah.
It's a cute little dog doing a jump. Don't right-click and save. That's stealing. Because he would. He would buy NFTs.
He would. Absolutely.
Where's the money, Lebowski? For example, think of a literal seesaw placed in the park. Due to its great popularity, there was always someone playing on it, so if he wanted to play, he would have to wait a long time for his turn. And then one day, he found the seesaw vacant, straddled it, realizing he was the first to arrive, and had it all to himself. However, nobody got on the opposite side of the seesaw, so we couldn't play on it. And no matter how much time passed, nobody came to the opposite side of the seesaw. The seesaw is a popular piece of playground equipment, so if you waited, another person would definitely show up. Krause noticed. The weather looked like it was getting worse. That's why nobody was coming outside to play. But the seesaw was a popular piece of playground equipment, so someone had to come, definitely. If you vacated this place because...
Yeah. The market doesn't crash for like another 20 years.
The post-war economic miracle ends in like the 90s.
Yeah, within 10 to 15 years.
I think it was actually like early 90s, actually. Hold on.
Sorry, the only market crash I could think of is the one that happened in 2008 because it affected me.
Yeah, we're thinking about the Japanese economy.
Yeah,
bubble
where that boomed immediately after World War II into the Cold War, and then by the 1990s it fucking stagnated.
Yeah.
So he's got 4 years.
Yeah. Causing
if he survives, he's got
era.
4 years.
Yeah.
If he vacated this place because the weather seemed to be getting worse, someone would definitely snatch his place away, and he would end up only longingly gazing from a distance as someone kept having fun playing on the seesaw again. On one side of the seesaw, he continued to wait patiently, all alone. That was Krause's current enterprise and situation.
If only I had a bit more courage. If only I'd had a bit more courage and the self-confidence to believe in my own foresight, I'd never once have failed.
Yes, that's true.
I don't believe that.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. Your foresight is never wrong. You are the only one who inherited Father's gifts. Or gift.
I don't know.
Clearly.
Rosa seems pretty gifted at beating her child.
It's finishing off. You inherited an innate disposition that none of the other siblings did.
Yet, I was unable to believe in it. I always closed my own projects like a coward. Why can't I trust myself? Who would trust a man who can't trust himself? Nobody. I'm always sitting myself down in the seats where the losers must sit. My father, my mother, and my siblings, all of them sneer at me. How long before I am set free of this complex? How long?
Well, you can be free in death if you don't mind a bit of blunt force trauma.
Natsuki, get the rope.
Dear, are you fine? I mean,
No, I have incredible depression.
but
Dear,
I mean,
we don't have
no
any
rope.
ceiling fans.
There's an awning. And trees.
Are you?
Okay, I'll give you yes, you have plenty of trees. You've got a forest
There's a
right
lot of
outside.
trees.
Only Natsuhi knew. She knew of Krause's anguish. As the eldest son of the Ushiromiya family, who would have to shoulder the big responsibility, he couldn't open his pained heart to anyone, and would always be compared to his father's great enterprises. The man who had the
please.
entire post-war economic miracle to, like, lift him up, and then realize, oh yes, if I could do it, my children obviously can. They don't need fucking help or legs up or anything. I could just close up all the ladder and money I've got with me, and they'll find out a way to get it.
Aaron.
Yeah, they can pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Anyways,
I took physical damage from that phrase.
Lord knows
God,
how
the
many
amount of
times
times my parents, the amount of times my parents have told me to hit the bricks while looking for a job, but that I have to be like, that's not how it works anymore.
Oh god, the amount of times my father had told me to suggest that my brother and I hit the pavement when job hunting.
I had to present a business plan of proving, like, yes, I can make money by doing music through this. Here's 5 different, like, job avenues I could get through by going through with this, like, music tech degree plan. Just to, like, make them say, like, okay, sure. Instead, it stopped nagging and riding my ass. And showing them, like, I had fucking plan A through plan D ready to go if something happened.
Yeah.
God. Boomers, am I right?
Yep.
My parents are Gen X.
That's even worse.
Yeah, if anything, my mother was born like right at the tail end of boomers. My father was just at the beginning of Gen X. Like, they're like about a year apart from each other. They're just born on that cusp that would separate them by, Anyways, I'm saying too much.
My parents were 7 and 5, respectively, during like the timeline of this game.
Ooh.
My dad and mom.
Mm-hmm.
My parents hadn't met yet, because I think they met in the 90s. Because...
My parents met in high school.
Yeah, my parents met in the military, because they were both army doctors, so...
Well, based on the timeline I could piece together, my parents were probably just starting to date.
I thought you were going to
If
say
not,
that
they
they
were
were
probably a
7 and
couple years
5 by the
in.
time you were born. Well, that's a very, bad family tree if that happens, but hopefully not.
My mom was 18, my dad was 20.
Yeah, because around
looks
the
like
time
you
this
got
game
ad-
happened.
Yeah. An ad break's about to come up, and I need to get more tea, so I'll be back. I'm gonna let us switch off for a sec to let those run, and then
Yeah.
we can be back a sec. What?
Yeah.
Back in a few minutes.
Timeline.
Perfect. Just
Small
talking about
family
awkwardly
history
heavy
tidbits.
content right before we come back.
Yeah.
As you do.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyways.
we are back.
Yep. Right. That's a here.
Yep, it's Nazuhi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have finished all the preparations, so you can devote yourself to the family conference. All of them.
Sorry. Will there be any problems with father?
No. Ginty and Dr. Nando are on our side. I'll never allow those greedy siblings to meet father.
Oh, and that was the end of the scene. We could have, like...
Oh!
We could have made it.
Once
Oh, well.
again!
Once
Oh,
again,
he's
we are
back.
stopping literally
Hey.
before.
Pack,
Scene
please.
change.
This is the perfect guy for you.
Is Pack still here? Yes, he is. Pack, this is Chef Man. Chef Man
This is the chef.
McGuy.
This is
Yes.
Goda Toshiro.
This is...
Yeah.
The family help.
The servant employed as a chef. He used to be posh at a restaurant and all. Like, he's... Look at him. He's fucking built... He's got that, like, Peter Griffin butt chin. Yeah. You gonna actually pop in, or... Let me quickly see if he's just... Yeah, he's just chilling out in the other server, so... If he comes in, he can take over. Otherwise, let's get back to it. Get
Yeah.
on.
We could go yell at him. Not going to. Give me a
No.
moment.
No.
I need to remember what I was doing for Goda's voice, because he's been dead for a while.
Yeah. Yeah,
Look, that's what happens when you just die in the beginning. People forget your
Yeah, when you
names and you
learn
get
the first
retconned as
victims.
like a different voice actor later on.
Hello, Goda here. Yes, please leave it to me. I'm anxious to put my skills to work for the big annual job.
The ingredients of various colors had been gathered in the kitchen, and the preliminary arrangement had already been started. Even
Why
though
is it neon green?
it's
What
extra
the fuck
fresh.
Is this? Miku curry.
That's not neon green. That's fucking like kill you like Cherenkov radiation blue.
Yeah.
I've still got the Miku ramen right behind me.
I wouldn't eat something that's like neon colored if it wasn't candy. just
Iconic
seems
blue
like
broth. Savory leek flavor.
It tastes like onions.
well, leak, but yes.
It's a spring onion.
Best by March 31st, 2024.
Hey, you're good.
I've still got time. I could probably do that for like an affiliate anniversary stream if I hated myself.
Oh, you threw up right away.
No, that's if I ever do Extra Life again, that's what I'll do as a goal. I'll eat the Miku curry live.
I might. If we're still doing stuff like this, I might have to join you for Extra Life.
Yeah, I need to see if there's a group of people I can do Extra Life with. Because I would love to do it again, but doing it alone feels a bit odd.
Yeah.
Extra Life live dub of the KFC dating sim.
That is an option.
Oh, better yet, I almost want to say maybe drag TiVo in as, like, Colonel Sanders.
We don't have that natural riz. We can't have that much in the channel. Even though it was still morning.
Ronald, sir. He's fucking the double-double. Or whatever it's called.
Double down.
The double down. He stuck his dick in it. Good God, we're gonna have to fuck the McChicken.
Even though it was still morning, the ingredients for dinner were already in saucepans and steaming. Normally, he'd have to deal with several assorted manners other than cooking, but on the day of the family conference, he could devote himself to it entirely. To Goto, who was originally a chef, this was surely the greatest gala occasion of the whole year.
Yes, dinner will be an excellent calf steak. A wonderful cut of meat is already in the refrigerator, anxiously waiting for tonight. Please let the other servants know to look forward to tonight. I will not disappoint them either.
It was rare for Goto to be in this good a mood towards his fellow servants. To Goto, who boasted about being a chef who worked exclusively for the Ushiromiya family, being given the right to show off his cooking at the family conference was the greatest honor.
Okay, I'm leaving it in your hands. Also, is Kumasawa here? There. Kumasawa-san! I happened to see her earlier, but she is not here. I wonder if she went to make preparations at the guest house. I hate this. I hate this so much. They have the same fucking voice.
Well, that sounds like a skill problem.
A skill issue.
She's loafing around then. No, that's fine. Alright then, I'm counting on you. Yes, leave everything to me.
Genji placed the telephone back on the receiver, sighing lightly. Thinking of Kumasawa, who was no doubt hiding and slacking off even though things were this busy, and the ostentatious Goto, who only felt like doing anything on a day, like when he could show off, Genji sighed once again.
Excuse me. All the rooms in the guest house have been prepared.
We received instructions from Milady
Milady.
to make preparations for 4 people so the children can stay there. What shall we do?
I hear Battler-sama is coming this year for the first time in 6 years. I guess Milady wants to stay up late with the other 3 cousins. Get them ready. No need to tell Madam.
I see. Certainly.
So tonight we'll have the late night shift, followed immediately by the morning shift tomorrow. It looks like these 2 days will be tiresome.
Speaking of that, the weather forecast is saying a typhoon will strike right over here. Will that be alright?
Unless the typhoon diverts greatly, it may affect the family's boat trip back, depending on circumstances. The family conference schedule may drag on until about Monday or Tuesday. It will probably be a long haul, but I ask both of you to be careful not to make any blunders. Shannon, relax and don't panic. Canon, be sure to greet them with courtesy.
Yes. I'll be careful.
I'll be careful.
Today we'll be entertaining a very important guest. Make extra sure that everything goes smoothly.
I understand fully. Any guest who visits here is important.
Canon, we welcome today an important guest in the truest sense. Make sure you're prepared.
Yes.
What, is Beatrice just gonna actually show up and fuck up everything directly this time?
Shannon, what's wrong? You're looking restless. Did you promise to be somewhere?
No, it's nothing. My apologies.
Ne-san, an important guest will be arriving today. Detach yourself from your private life.
I don't know what you mean by private life.
As Shannon blushed just a bit, she turned her gaze away from the clock. Was it about time for the airplane carrying the family to arrive in Nijima? She had thought she had been hiding the fact that her long-awaited reunion with George was making her heart palpitate, but Canon, who stood at her side, understood her perfectly. Oh, is it Fight Man time?
It's fight man time.
Fight man, fight man, fight man, fight. George.
George.
Never mind.
Shannon, please accept this from me without a word. Inside a bathroom stall, George was practicing something over and over, taking out a small velvet box hidden in his pocket like a quick-draw desert gunman.
See, I was like seeing the background and seeing him practicing that line. And I'm like, oh my god, he's practicing his wedding proposal in an airport bathroom.
Only the fanciest of places for George Ushiromia.
He's quick drawing his wallet in front of a cop to get it ready.
No, that's not it. Shannon likes a man with traction. It must have a more powerful feel to it. Shannon, put this ring on your finger. That's an order, okay? If I don't say it properly, that's on the left hand. Maybe she'll put it on the right hand. No, Shannon's not that ignorant. No, but if there's no free will, that'd be... I mean...
Hey, you good, man?
I'm fighting for my life in here. Taco Bell's fighting me back.
Taco Bell didn't exist yet. Taco Bell didn't exist until the 90s case.
Taco Bell IP holder. Taco Bell is an American national food restaurant founded in 1962 by Glenn Bell in Downey, California.
Oh, then there just wasn't one in Portland yet.
You!
Didn't exist in Japan. I'm not sure it exists in Japan now.
Taco Bell in Japan. Yes, it does, in fact.
When was the first one opened?
I am looking that up right now.
And so the rabbit hole begins.
When did Taco Bell open in Japan? 2015, but the point stands. He is rich enough to fight for his life with Taco Bell.
I ate 3 McChickens.
Man, if McDonald's sends you to the dirt, you've just got weak genes that need to be pruned from the bloodline.
Nah, McDonald's just has terrible food.
If McDonald's sends you to the bathroom, you still need to be pruned for it's bad food, yes, but it's not send you to the toilet bad.
Taco Bell doesn't send me to the toilet, and the only thing McDonald's does is make me feel like shit for 3 days.
Yeah, no, Taco Bell doesn't do anything to me either, but that's because I'm Hispanic. The thing, with Taco Bell, at least, you can understand the funny memes. No one has memes about, oh, McDonald's, it sends me fighting for my fucking life every night. As he crossed his arms, mourning and groaning, someone knocked on the door. George was startled back to reality. Up there goes gravity.
Back to reality. Up there goes gravity.
Oh, fuck, what did I do with his voice?
So you know that deep voice that Krause is supposed to have? You gave it to him.
Hey, George-kun. Are you alright? You got a stomachache or something? Uncle Rudolph, it's alright, I'm fine. No need to worry. Please go away. You sure? Alright then. Don't strain too much. Your ass will burst. You don't want to use your
Trust me, you don't want hemorrhoids.
Look, you don't want to waste your burst now. Do you know how long it takes for that meter to refill? Just fucking push block with your shield until you go back to an opening and you need to break, someone's combo.
I saw a visual representation as to how you get hemorrhoids, and I'm scared to take shits now.
Oh, shit.
Just don't force it out and you'll be fine.
You shouldn't be on the toilet for more than 10 minutes. That was the big advice.
Rudolph washed his hands, laughing cheerfully, and left. George knew that the most embarrassing part hadn't been overheard, and he patted his chest in relief. Kyrie, isn't Rosa here yet?
Not yet. She's pretty late.
It's a good thing the weather's delaying our fight. If the schedule had been like normal, she'd have missed the plane by now. What would she have done then?
Rosa-san is an adult now. She'd manage it somehow. No matter how old they get, older brothers always treat their younger sisters like children.
Fight man!
Yo!
He's fucking back!
Yay!
Canned audience clapping, applause, cheers from the audience. He's waving, waiting. Dad's always a kid, no matter how old he gets.
What'd you say? If I'm a kid, that'd make you a baby. Come on, Battler-chan, up you go.
Stop it, that tickles. Stop!
It's actually kind of wholesome. Nice. You two look more like a couple of naughty kids than a father and son. Look, she's here.
Would you say I'm a naughty boy? I'll see myself
Don't
out.
push it.
Don't push it. You're the child. You're not the one married to her.
He's 18.
Oh, if it isn't Rosa-san and Maria-chan. Long time no see.
Long time no see. Mm.
Maria, shouldn't it be it's good to see you again? Greet your uncle properly.
One sec. I need to remember what the internet password is for my sister. And I do not remember.
Alright, say it live on stream.
Yeah.
With your IP address.
128 point.
128 point, go fuck yourself.
I swear I know the fucking password somewhere. Hold on. I had to remember where the hell did... Okay.
No, you see, TK, what's happening right now is Case is using his phone to try and remember the password.
Yeah, and I use my phone for tracking.
Off.
Yeah, so... Yeah, there we go. But yes, I am considering murdering a few people, but don't worry about it. Anyway. Yeah.
It's mostly me.
Yeah. When we meet up, we are absolutely going to kill someone.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that between, like, all of our online friends, I'm probably going to be on the list of least likely to be murdered.
Yes, actually.
On that list of most likely.
I straight up have threatened enough people I cannot go to a Denny's anymore without, like, a random encounter popping up and I have to fight for my fucking life. Like, I'm gonna step out and it's gonna transition to a cutscene where I get led down to the back of the Denny's by, like, a group of armed thugs. And we each get given, like, a set of silverware to kill each other with.
Oh, yes. Some, like, Ichiban, like a dragon shit.
Exactly. Exactly like that. Thank you for getting it.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, it's good. It's good to see you again.
There you go. Well said. How about some candy as a reward? Huh? Where'd I put 'em?
Rosa-san, it's good to see you again. It's good to see you too, Maria-chan. It's been too long, Kirie-ne-san, Hideyoshi-mi-san. Oh, and oh my, Battler, and look how big you've gotten.
Oh shit, you can see that?
Battler, this is a family conference. I understand you ain't been with the family for a long time, but...
I'm sorry, the joke was there. I didn't make it last time. Oh, come on. It's embarrassing hearing that from every person I meet.
Hey, Rosa, you're late. If the plane was on time, you'd have barely made it.
I'm sorry. We had some trouble making our train connection.
Is that what you call it?
Gee, I wonder fucking why.
Some kid was beaten live on set.
People are yelling, "World Star! World Star!" The grainiest video you've ever seen with live
Hey,
leak
I
on
didn't
it.
finish reading the line, by the way.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I was in the last half, and then
sorry.
you guys interrupted.
Sorry.
I was like finishing the sentence and about to start the next one, and I just decided to let you guys do the world star joke.
Sorry.
No, it's alright. Anyways, so we're waiting on the weather yet again? Oh, don't complain. I'd much prefer the 30-minute plane trip to spending 6 hours bouncing about on a boat. Even if we're kept waiting here for an hour, it's still much faster overall.
Is that Maria? She sure has gotten big. She's at that growing age. No, what the fuck does that... Still, Battler, what the fuck does that mean? That means nothing.
I mean, no, Badler's probably not that kind of guy.
You'll see.
Anyways. You met her 6 years ago? Of course she'd change. Women are creatures who can be born anew in a single day. And all it takes is a change of heart. Oh.
Maria noticed the big man who she didn't remember mixed among the relatives and hid behind Rosa's back, glaring at Battler.
I take steroids.
Hey, Battler. Say hi. The last time you met her, she was just 3 years old. So this might as well be the first time.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't remember if she was 3. Hey, Maria. Long time no see. You sure have gotten big.
Maria? This is Battler Onitan, Uncle Rudolph's son. Understand? Uncle's son is the uncle's the son.
She was obviously on her guard. She must have found it frightening for such a large guy like Battler to suddenly start speaking frankly to her. Battler noticed that as well and thought of various ways he might approach her. Then he noticed the sweet she had in her hand. It was the jack-o'-lantern sweet Rosa had bought for her.
Oh, right. It's October. So it must be for Halloween. I don't know what the fuck this laugh supposed to be. Trick or treat.
Sounds
It's probably like... or something like his voice is higher pitched than the one I'm giving her.
Yeah.
そうか。10月だからハロウィンか。お菓子をくれなきゃいたずら
Yeah, I kind of figured it'd be something like that. Yeah.
Trick or treat.
Yeah. If you try to take a treat away from a small child, normally you'd expect them to start to cry and start a fuss. The adults thought that method wasn't good, but surprisingly, Maria looked pleased, her face splitting into a wide grin. Okay, so this is where we see the changes to this opening bit.
Yeah, because
We're
this
getting-
didn't happen last time.
Yeah, this didn't happen last
They
time.
might have just legitimately been late for their train last time.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe there wasn't child abuse last time.
There probably was, but like, who knows?
Halloween. Halloween.
This
See?
is Halloween.
This is Halloween. Halloween. Halloween.
Halloween.
I think you're what,
In
like
our
5 years too
town.
early for that?
1 second.
It did come out in the 90s.
Okay.
No, wait. Oh, wait. That would be more like. Oh, sorry. We're like 15 years early, I think.
What?
That was 93, so you're like...
Okay, never mind. I saw.
Like 9 years? Ish?
No?
No, I think it's 8.
8. No, it's 86.
It's 86.
So...
Oh,
7.
Oh, no, wait.
7? 7 years.
Ooh.
Man, we are bad with numbers.
Apparently.
I am the history major.
Well, you should know years then.
Yeah, knowing years and knowing numbers are two completely different things. Don't ask me to do math.
Anyways,
See? Mama, Battler knows about Halloween too. See? See?
Hey, call him Battler Oni-chan. Sorry, Battler-kun.
No, I don't care. Call me Battler, and I'll call you Maria, too. Come on, Maria, it's Halloween. Trick or treat.
Trick or treat!
from inside her handbag, Maria picked out a jack-o'-lantern sweet identical to the one she had in her hand and presented it to Battler. It seemed that Battler accepting it was enough to confirm their friendship. The adults felt admiration at how the children have their own ways of communicating. To Maria, who had been complaining that she wanted to have a Halloween festival, it must have felt like Battler was a friend, since he knew about trick-or-treat. Her defensive posture from before was completely gone. Now she was all merry, as though they had been friends for decades.
Yeah, Halloween, a minor event in Japan, isn't it? Halloween's a minor event in Japan, isn't it? You often see people parading around in a costume on the news over there, but I've never seen it in Japan.
Oh, don't worry, you will.
Yet.
You
Oh
will.
my god, dude.
I wanted to wear a costume too. Wanted to do trick or treat with all the cousins wearing costumes.
Yeah, I bet you did. Let's us do it together sometime. What would you want to go around as?
Let's us do it to... let's us two do it together. I guess that kind of works there. But you get 3 guesses as to what she wants to go as, and all of them don't fucking count because we already know the answer.
Only one of them counts.
A witch. Beatrice.
Homst?
There's actually really good timing. The music faded out just then and ended. Yay us.
Battler's about to get hit with that. Oh shit. Beatrice. He gets those like dark, like missing eyes. Beatrice.
No, I think this Battler's probably not gonna get hit with PTSD just yet. He has to lose a game to get PTSD. He just fucking knew she learned this existed in the first place. Oh, my lady. What are you doing in such a place? Madam was looking for you.
I'm here because I don't want to be found. I bet she only wants to nag me anyway. All that crap like, is your appearance alright? And mind how you speak.
Oh, without a doubt.
You know, when the day of the family conference comes, for some reason, I start getting weird feelings about this witch.
Oh? But why ever do you say that?
The family conference is the day when everyone related to grandfather gathers. Like, I hear Battler's coming for the first time in 6 years this year. Same kind of thing, I always wonder whether some relative who hasn't shown themselves for several decades might suddenly turn up.
Oh god, Beatrice is gonna show up in the game. This is how she's gonna fuck with us. She's gonna pop into the game, kill people in front of us, and then try to make us explain how it wasn't magic that just killed people. That's absolutely what she's gonna do to fuck with us.
Probably. But I feel like that'd be a bit blatant, wouldn't it? Especially for someone
That's kind of
who's
the
trying to
point,
be
no.
a-
She wants Battler to try to admit magic exists.
Yeah.
So doing it in front of us, and maybe through Battler's eyes, I guess, too, showing, hey, magic! How the fuck would he be able to, like, counterpoint that?
Fair.
I mean, he's not explicitly our point of view character yet, because it's
Not
still in the
yet,
third
no,
person.
but, like, that's what I'm feeling that in my bones. She's gonna pop in and fuck with us. Not just like, ooh, we're playing a game, like she's just gonna waltz in and start killing. You don't set up stuff like that without it being relevant. Oh, could a relative like that exist?
I'm talking about that Beatrice-sama. Nobody knows her background. Could she be grandfather's mistress from long ago? Maybe one of her descendants will suddenly show up and tell us to give back the gold we were granted or something, you know?
Kraus-sama and the others will probably have a discussion about the problem of the master's inheritance this year. With such excitement about over the talk of the witch's gold, I don't suppose it may be strange at all if the witch herself granted the gold made her... Fuck! I don't suppose it would be strange at all if the witch herself who granted that gold finally made her appearance. What?
Hey, you got a mouth in that throat?
Yeah,
No, I don't. Tragic.
Are you okay?
No, I am not.
Kumasawa-san, you know... Sure, you're always quitting one moment and working the next. But you've been here as long as Genji-san, right? You know more about Beatrice, don't you?
Well, I wonder. Even if I try to remember, this old woman can't even recall what she had for breakfast this morning.
Kumasawa-san, you're always escaping with those excuses. But you know something, right? Something I feel a kind of devious atmosphere about you. Or sorry, sometimes I feel. Sometimes I feel a kind of devious atmosphere about you. Like, you know something and you're laughing behind our backs.
Okay, so Kumasawa's also involved with it. Gotcha. She knows about everything. She knows about the loads. I'm harsh. I don't have any secrets. The only thing I can say is that Beatrice-sama is the Golden Witch, and that she is the other master who controls the night of this island.
That's secondhand talk from grandfather. Even though you get paid, it must be a pain to go along with grandfather's tales.
But I can say this much.
What?
In ancient times, Rokkenjima was feared and called Azukijima, the Azuki Bean Island. The story told amongst the fishermen is that Azuki was a mispronounced form of Akujiki, and it was in fact called Akujiki-kijima. Sorry, Akujiki-jima, yeah. Evil Appetite Island.
I've heard this before. It's a story about how, because all the sunken rocks and shipwrecks around here, the fishermen got afraid and stayed away as much as they could, right?
Evil spirits had settled down in Akujiki-kijima, devouring human souls from time immemorial. There were all too many people who got involved with this island and were dispossessed of their lives. This is you.
And right. Sorry, I just realized who it was in half a second before you said it. So. Anyways, and it all settled down when a traveling mountain aesthetic or someone built that shrine and laid those souls to rest, right? What a shady story.
They say the shrine was destroyed by an eerie, violent thunderbolt this summer, which tore through the darkness of the night.
Kumasawa-san, you really like those stories, don't you? Sure, it'd be pretty creepy if a thunderbolt wiped out the shrine, keeping the dead at peace. But, well, it was all worn out from the start. I bet it just got carried away by some large wave.
Sure! Nah, the evil spirits of Akujiki-kijima woke up from their sleep and summoned Beatrice-sama. I'm doing the wrong accent. So, if Beatrice-sama ever happened to come for the family conference, then... Kumasawa kept silent for a moment there. Jessica, who wanted her to keep going, found that silence very eerie. Once Kumasawa was satisfied that she had spooked Jessica just the right amount, she grinned broadly. Well now, I wonder what would happen.
Everyone dies.
Oh, Rudolph. We're getting backstory for him, okay. Whoa, that sounds wonderful.
Oh, great. Yep, on it. It does, doesn't it? Isn't it useful for your work to enrich your heart and have an elegant time every once in a while?
I think so. The heart and the wallet must be rich. Got it. I'll keep that day open. Please make the reservations.
Will do. No backing out.
Yeah, let's make that happen. I love you, Kyrie. After kissing the receiver, Rudolph hung up. In front of his seat, there were many executives with their sleeves rolled up, eagerly awaiting the end of that phone call. Sorry about that wait. Have we heard contact from America?
Yes. It's from our lawyer, Dale Watanabe, on the external line. I'll transfer it.
Dale. Overall, how do you feel about the situation?
I'm going to do Dale.
You better...
Well, I'm afraid it seems that it is not all that favorable. It seems that they have no plans of withdrawing from the trial.
Looks like we can't fool them after all. Please transfer it here.
Very well.
Oh, that wasn't Dale yet.
Oh. Very well, right away. Damn it.
You wasted Dale!
I'm going to use Dale anyways.
The executives ordered the secretarial office to connect him to the external line. Immediately, the telephone in front of Rudolph started ringing. Hello. Moshi Moshi. Apologies for the wait. Ushiromiya speaking. Good day, good day. How is it going over there?
Hello, President Ushiromiya. Let's skip the greetings and get right down to business. I have good news and I have bad news. Which one shall we start with?
The bad news can go first. I can't fight if there's no dessert.
Very well. The bad news is that they have started preparing to prosecute us. Just a few days ago, a verdict was handed down in a similar trial overwhelmingly in favor of the plaintiff. The defendants were also making roughly the same arguments as us, but they were rejected in everything. I'm afraid to say it, but if we face the courtroom as we are now, the probability that our argument will be rejected rejected in its entirety is extremely high. Sorry.
Are you feeling all right, Dale?
Japanese. Japanese is not my first language, Rudolph.
I can tell that. So, that other trial was a disaster. And I was thinking their conditions were more favorable than ours. That's tough. Alright then, what about the good news?
I managed to get in contact with their executives. I explained our situation to them, explained that we have no intention of tarnishing their brand image, and I managed to get their understanding. They will offer us conditions in a few days, and if these are carried out, they promise to withdraw from the prosecution. This comes straight from the number 2 man on their board of directors.
Your impression?
Honestly, I expect the conditions will be extremely severe. I would assume that changing the company name and the brand name will be inevitable. Where we do have margin in the negotiations is the amount of settlement money, the appearance of a public apology in a major newspaper, and the amount of time needed to carry out those things.
Why don't they just come out and straight out? Bleh. Why don't they just come straight out with it and tell us to go bankrupt?
They changed to their second president only a couple of years ago, and the new president doesn't have a firm foothold on the position yet. If we resist until the bitter end, they fear that the forces who want to go against the current president wouldn't hesitate to do some work in the favor of the enemy. Hence, it seems the big shots over there want to settle this matter as fast as possible too. Therefore, for the sake of a quick settlement, we may still have enough leeway to pull for some mitigation of the conditions.
At any rate, an absurd amount of money will be necessary, I guess.
You need to be prepared for that. And even so, I believe it will be much cheaper than disciplinary compensation.
Thank you very much. If there's any more progress, please contact me. You bill highly, so I can't even chat around idly with you. Thank you, goodbye. Rudolph hung up the phone. It seems that the executive sitting in the reception seats could guess what's been said. You get all that, you reprobates? Well, to sum up, if we can just pay them off, they're gonna let it slide. All we have to do now is turn our focus onto how much.
But, President, the sum that Mr. Watanabe, fucking Watanabe. Mr. Wat... The sum that Mr. Watanabe estimated for the settlement is too much. We don't have that much of a margin.
If we'd only known this was going to happen, we never should have started diversifying.
The calculations were that we could escape the capital crisis if we were able to endure for 3 years. To be stabbed at this juncture is just incredibly unfortunate.
I guess we tripped at this and fell at the step part of the hop, step, jump. I could cry.
We have no choice but to draw the money from the main bank.
Banks are no good. They only bet their money on winning horses. The situation is getting better, but we can't show weakness to the banks.
President, do you have any funds which are unaccounted for? Funds that we aren't aware of?
Stop that. Do I look like that kind of man? The contents of my wallets are all exposed to you guys, alright? The account books over there show all that our company has.
In that case, we need to raise money. We need a sponsor who can draw in several $1 million for us as soon as possible. President, couldn't something be worked out with one of your associates? President.
Kaicho. Calm down, you bastards. I'll find a way to raise the money. You guys just maintain the business and try not to fall to pieces. They're saying they'll forgive us as long as we hand over the money. We already have
I want to imagine it's just like a photo, like a carbon copy of the same guy just around him.
He's literally arguing with himself.
No, not him. It's just like this very like milquetoast looking guy. It's just like 30 of them.
So the usual C-suite boards, gotcha.
Yes.
We already have thick pipelines in Asia. This will probably have consequences all over the place, but we can still maintain our deals. The point is, this is a problem that can be entirely resolved just by handing over money. Just watch. I'll settle everything. I won't let you out in the cold. Start feeling like you're in good hands. When this is all over, I'll be rewarding all of you guys with a champagne tower. I promise. So just shut up and follow me. Alright? The airplane suddenly shook. Probably because of turbulence. That shaking roused Rudolph from his sleep. He had woken up early that morning and had ended up drifting off to sleep while resting in his seat.
Are you alright? You're still very drowsy, aren't you? You've been so busy with work lately.
It's a damn good thing I am busy with work. If I suddenly find myself with nothing to do, we'll all be out in the cold the next day.
You're right. Battle aircons can't come back now. So I'm afraid we can't just go around begging if things get rough.
Yeah, we finally got a whole family back after 6 years. The man of the house is gonna have to give his best so we can all spend some family time together. When he looked outside,
in the back of the plane, Battler going, "I'm gonna fall. It's gonna fall. We're all gonna die.
It's gonna fall. I'm gonna die." When he looked outside the window, he saw that the airplane was already starting to drop in altitude considerably. The fishing boats, which had only looked like black grains until a short while ago, had clearly become visible. If I could prostrate myself before Dad and borrow 10 mil in exchange for a punch to the head, I'd take at least a dozen, but failing that, he'd better hurry up and give up the ghost. I've mooched off him so much over the years, and now I'm going for the inheritance. I'm going to hell. It won't surprise me a bit if he doesn't want to see me.
Well, at least you're self-aware.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, it makes me almost
And now
feel
Kinzo about to go bitch about his negligent fail. Oh, god damn it!
So, like, I hate to say this, Rudolph probably has the healthiest relationship with his child, and he hasn't seen his kid in 6 years.
Yeah, no, that's saying something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, he's the least scummy of all of his siblings.
Yeah, like I was about to say, like I almost feel bad that he was in the first round of victims in the first loop.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, what was our current count for like the next loop? Yeah, I think we all agreed he's still gonna fucking die this time, but
Yeah, I think he's still gonna bite it. I don't know about Kyrie, but I think he's still gonna bite it.
I still think because Battler and Kyrie share the same like thought process when it comes to deduction, she's gonna die first again, just for now. So we can get Battler trying to confront the case on his own.
Again.
Yeah. Who would be most likely to have a plane phobia tier list? Like, between the three of us, or like the characters? Because we know demonstrably Battler's got plane phobia, vehicle phobia in general, but...
Between the three of us, I believe, like, top to bottom, like, most likely to least likely. Me, Velvet Case.
Yeah, because I've flown on multiple planes. I've flown a plane. I've sailed boats. I've gone scuba diving. I've swam next to a shark, which got me to stop swimming for a while. I haven't skydived, but I've gone in the skydiving tube thing and like immediately shot up to the ceiling because I was too light when I was like 10. And it was like my dad's like 55th birthday or whatever, but...
I mean, it's less than I'm afraid of planes and more, I just fucking hate being on planes. I'm too big.
I've never been on a plane before.
I don't mind being on planes, I just like... They're so damn expensive. Like, if it wasn't so expensive to get a flight and like a place in Vegas for TwitchCon, I'd already be like there like next week. But that, like the flight alone was like $500. That was... And that was like one of the cheaper deals to get a flight from Tennessee to Vegas.
Okay, so I think your internet's stuttering again.
Oh, yep,
I thought
I'm
that
seeing...
was just me.
I guess that's what happens when my sister finally joins the internet. No, okay, it looks like it's...
Case, please save right now.
Nah, we're fine. We're fine.
Really.
But...
Alright, for those of you watching, if the stream drops off, it's because Case's internet stuttered.
Yeah, we're fine. It looked like everyone else was fine, as far as I could tell, because my bit rate and like Twitch is telling me I'm still doing good. I've got no drop frames. That's all on your end. So it could be Discord is dying instead.
It could be.
Possibly.
The witch won't strike for like the 10th time. Look,
Could it be that
Soundwave, you just need to accept that magic exists and then everything will go fine.
I, in real life, do not believe in magic.
Doesn't matter if you believe in real life, you gotta believe in this game, in the setting, and the environment. Magic exists.
You know what I want to do right now with this fucking game is voice my character.
Believe. You gotta believe, Soundwave. Let's go to Candy Mountain, Soundwave. Go on.
Could it be that you don't plan on appearing in your family conference this year?
You missed the another entire word.
I said in your instead of at the. Couldn't be that you don't plan on appearing at the family conference this year either.
Yeah, it was the either. You didn't do either. Nanjo looked at Kinzo's face, sighing. Kinzo's eyes remained rooted on those strange magic books. I have no intention of joining those vultures in their discussion. They can discuss how they will suck my bones as they wish. They are not worth a moment of my time.
My, how troublesome.
Nanjo shook his head slightly. To him, children and grandchildren would be adored, and he believed that their growth was the only enjoyment for old men. He found Kinzo's words to be a very sad thing. If the time comes that I must leave this room, I will show myself then, just as that one does not show itself. Kinzo raised his face in the direction of his gaze was the portrait of the witch, respectfully displayed on the wall. Inside Kinzo's head, there was no conception of today being the day of the family conference, the day when all his dear family would gather together. There was only the face of the witch in the oil painting, who never smiled outside her portrait. Everybody knew that Kinzo talked about Beatrice, unnecessarily cutting in would instigate his wrath. Today, I will perform a certain ritual.
Oh? What would that be?
It would be more accurate to call it a gamble. After all, no miracles dwell in magic without risk. Nanjo had already heard this countless times. You could call it Kinzo's favorite phrase. It seemed Kinzo believed in magic and miracles arising through betting his own fate with a certain kind of risky possibility and beating the odds.
Kinzo-san, you must want something called the Golden Gambler, but I cannot imagine the kind of gamble you're willing to take on this aged body. When you would go to another world at any time, I guess that will be worth seeing.
His voice keeps getting harder and harder to do because
Yeah, you keep adding like another chin and it gets worse and worse. So, I see. So if it were up to you, unversed in magic, even the secret ritual I thought I have thoroughly researched would be branded as a gamble. So be it. If it is I, as a believer in miracle, who wins, you will be able to understand clearly that all my research, which probably only appears as vagary in your eyes, did bear fruit on this day. If you win, it will end just as you observed. Nothing more than the vagary of an old man who could go to the other world at any time.
Oh. I wonder what on earth this gamble you will start. As your friend, I only pray that you come out of this match. No. What is it, a ritual? I only pray from the bottom of my heart that you come up from that ritual victorious.
I thank you.
Speaking of that, Kinzo-san, I heard that a long-awaited guest will be present at the family conference this year.
What? Kinzo reacted in an unusual way to Nanjo's words and turned around.
You know, Battler-kun from Rudolph's family. I heard he will be coming for the first time in 6 years. I'm sure he has become a splendid boy.
Way to kill my boner in, like, a sentence, Nanjo. You got my hopes up and hard, and now it's all flat again.
Oh god, he's having a heart attack.
Oh, Battler. I wouldn't describe a guest who's been away a scant 6 years as long-awaited. Upon hearing Battler's name, he showed an ill-humored expression, as though he had been let down, and turned his back on Nanjo again.
I guess these 6 years went by in a blink of an eye to you, sunk in your research in this room.
Perhaps a truly long-awaited guest will pay us. She's fucking appearing in the goddamn. She's gonna fuck with us.
Behind your ass.
No, I don't think she's like hovering around invisible. I think she's literally just gonna walk in and start
she can't
killing.
get into this room, but you know.
Yeah. Will pay us a visit. Everything depends on the results of the roulette. The roulette is already starting to revolve. Rouge or noir? Tonight, let us enjoy ourselves as we see what kind of miracle the roulette will show us. The payoffs are large, and I don't feel like losing. Beatrice, you shall accept my bet!
Bet it all on 23.
Just then, the telephone on the table rang.
Bring,
That piercing noise seemed to displease Kinzo, and he picked up the receiver in order to preserve the silence just as much as he could. What is it? I'm busy.
It's Genji. The family has arrived.
And what does that have to do with me? You can serve them some tea or something.
They're your family. Certainly. I will see to it. Your fucking family.
Kinzo hung up the phone rudely. Watching him, Nanjo sighed again and shifted his attention outside the window. As he was now, Kinzo would probably show no interest in any kind of guest. Was there any kind of guest who could make Kinzo to agree to come out when he should? He had one person in mind, but that guest was one who could not possibly appear. After a glance at the witch of the portrait and her candid expression, which he could not place as happy as sad, Nanjo gazed up at the leaden sky.
Why is George the only one that wears glasses?
Oh?
Bad eyesight runs in the family.
It's because he's always... Oh, we're back here! We're back, baby!
Time for the witches.
Oh, hello then. Now then, are the pieces all lined up? Let us start a new game. With the pieces all lined up once more. Are there any problems?
Nope.
The witch looked at him in challenge, whilst eagerly smoking on her pipe. And Battler?
Elegantly.
He just slovenly shrugged his shoulders as though she wasn't even worth his time. He wouldn't look her in the eyes. But that didn't mean he wasn't going to play. It signified his plain determination to never be taken in by the artifices of this being he faced. It was an expression of his powerful determination to fight.
Don't tell me you don't have a plan.
I don't know how you're gonna play, so no. I don't have any plan. Feel free to take the first move.
Feel free to kill people! I need a murder to solve in order to prove you don't exist.
Naturally, I intend to. In what way shall I destroy your defense? In how many moves will I checkmate you? That is how I will display my skills.
Whatever moves you come at me with, I will never believe in you. As long as I stand my ground at that one point, I won't lose. And what that means is this. The way this game is made, you cannot win.
Maybe you're right. However, I shall decide how many times we'll repeat this game. It will be repeated over and over again until I win and you admit defeat. In other words, this is torment. Eternal torment that will continue until you surrender to me. Continuing eternally until you acknowledge me and the existence of witches.
In that case, I'll go along with you endlessly, any number of times until you run out of patience. I've never lost in such a battle of wills.
Did some witch or other suggest that to you? That's just fine.
Oh fuck, she does know. She does know about Burncastle.
Gosh, damn it, dude.
No, was it some witch or another suggest that she does know Burncastle's helping us?
I'm tired of listening to your rambling. Come on, get this started. Let's get it started.
Let's get it started in here.
Alright, come, let us begin. I already know your moves far too well. A defense doesn't amount to much if the plan behind it is known. Don't think you'll be able to defy me with the same moves.
Beatrice. I only have one thing to tell you before we start.
What is it?
You're free to say anything, but when it comes to whether I believe or not, that is always for me to decide. No matter how great your magic is, my soul won't yield to you. You think this will be torture for me? You're wrong.
Then, what would you call it?
This is torture for you.
Oh.
Phoenix, right, start! Dun, dun, dun,
Someday
dun,
you will
dun.
yield to me and give up. Until then, you'll be tortured over and over again.
How amusing. A fine metaphor. Torture where we torment each other? How truly amusing. Come, we shall begin that torture. Ushiromiya battler?
Ushiromiya fight man!
Fight man, fight man! Won't give up it, I man. Good timing with this chapter end because we're about to get another ad break.
Nice.
So I think that's a good
perfect.
point to stop it. Perfect, fantastic.
Yeah.
Battler really like posted up and pointed.
Yeah. Alright,
Really
we will be
pulled
back
the-
in a few minutes after this ad break. We'll see you on the other side. See you then.
Truly.
Mhm.
Bye.
Catch you later.
And we're back. Before we keep going, how are you all feeling
Welcome
so
back.
far? Because we did just finish an entire chapter, so
Pretty good.
Yeah, no.
good to keep going
maybe
then.
at the least half an hour.
Alright, so we can at least get a little into the next chapter then, see how it's starting up.
Yeah. Like I said, at the least, so
Okay.
if need be, we can go a little bit longer.
Every year, the relatives who visit Rokkenjima let out a sigh of admiration at the rose garden which first greets them. They stood there talking with each other about the rose's beauty and about the state of their blooming this year. There was a single unhealthy rose amongst them, and Maria became overwhelmed with dejection at its state. But George used his quick wits, and saying she should look after it if she felt that sorry for it, he marked it with a candy wrapper and immediately restored Maria's good mood. And when Spattler, with whom she had been getting along with well all morning, raised the subject of Halloween that Maria loved so much, she began playing around energetically again. To Maria, those marshmallow jack-o'-lantern candies that her mother had bought for her were probably a treasure greater than any other. It seemed that several of them had been bought for her, and she demanded trick-or-treat from every person she met, giving them candy instead of the other way around.
Aw, that's
I
cute.
wonder why
Aw.
Maria likes Halloween. Yeah, that's so incredibly cute. I wonder why Maria likes Halloween so much. I thought that event was pretty difficult for Japanese people to get used to. For now.
Isn't that because it's a kids' festival where they get to parade around in costumes? It's fun to play around in an outfit that's different than usual.
No, I think there's probably a slightly deeper reason. After all, she is Maria-chan, the witch.
Come to think of it, when we were at the airport, didn't Maria say that if she was going to wear a costume, it would be a witch? Does Maria like witches?
Yes, she loves them. So much that it's become a problem. Well, admiring fantastical stuff like that is to be expected at that age. If she'd at least chosen a heroine from some TV anime to admire, that would have been cute.
Like, discreetly Googles up heroines from Higurashi. Like,
Shion Shinozaki, or Inari Yugu.
Mamiya Rina, or, Ryugu Rena.
Shiny Chariot.
Ah, yes, of course. The greatest of waifus, Polnareff.
I think you mean Ario Speedwagon.
Yes. The true best girl.
Okay, despite
Ario.
that, the only one to ever lay an egg was Kakyoin, so I guess he beats him.
Ekuin has a cloaca?
Clamp in Wonderland Dojin.
Yeah, Clamp, the people who made, like, Cardcaptor Sakura, Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles, Triple X Holic.
And
They wrote a
Yeah.
Yaoi Dojin about JoJo's Part 3, where Kakyoin lays an egg.
Yes. And if I
Why?
remember right, it's called JoJo's Bizarre Married Life.
Because they
Why?
can.
Yeah. Yeah, an AU where everyone survives part 3 and Dio's the annoying neighbor that eats the
The family dog.
Joestar family.
Oh, hydrate.
No,
Thank you,
no.
TKJ.
Thank you.
The Joestar family meal, basically.
Hmm.
Like coming in to mooch off the food.
Yeah. Clamp are wild as a group. Thank you for the hydrate, and I tried to give you the ads, TKJ, it didn't let me, so you just sat there with it, but I'm trying my best.
Remember right, Clamp also did the character designs for Code Geass, hence their noodly proportions.
Yeah,
Sorry,
original
noodly
character designs were
proportions
done by
and-
Clamp.
Yep.
Yeah, noodly proportions and odd physics.
Best thing about that is Clamp is all women, so it's an all women Dojin circle,
I-
so
I love that for them.
Oh, yeah.
I love finding that out because people complain about that shit, and then it turns out it's women making it.
yeah, it only gets weird when it does, like, you know, a couple of their shows are like, oh yes, the student is in love with their teacher, that relationship is not presented in, like, a very fucky way. And that's kind of weird. But then we did get one of the early, like, big gay couples in manga. Not lesbian, because there was already plenty of Yuri there, like the big gay couple of Sakura's brother and his, like, gay best friend lover, like, demon,
Yeah.
like angel boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You haven't seen
What show is it
Cardcaptor
from?
Sakura, so you wouldn't know.
exactly. Oh, yeah.
That's what I literally
yeah.
just said Cardcaptor Sakura at the beginning of this.
Yeah.
We were talking about Code Geass, and it was like, oh,
Yeah.
Code Geass, I remember that.
Yeah, and then I shifted
I
the
watched
conversation
the
over
first
other
season.
Clamps works.
I will
God.
proceed to pleasure myself with this
Ah, yes. The highest of art forms.
Yeah,
You
some
have no
bad
idea
fan
how,
translations.
You have no idea how thrilled I was to be watching Code Geass and like immediately recognize that scene. Because I've had that meme saved on my phone for like 10 years.
Wait, you haven't seen Code Geass so recently?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched the first season when I was like 21. And then I haven't continued watching it.
What the fuck, man?
I don't watch shows.
I mean, the closest I've ever gotten personally of watching Code Geass was like watching Purple Eyes' Code Mint. That's pretty much it.
I watched. Hey, I need you. No, I'm buying clothes. I'm buying clothes.
What? Can you hurry up and get over here then?
I can't. There's only soup.
What do you mean there's only soup?
There's only soup.
Then go down to the soup aisle!
All right, stop yelling at me. There's more soup.
What do you mean there's more soup?
It's just more soup.
Go into the next aisle!
There's more soup.
Where are you right now?
I'm at the soup store.
No, you fucked it up.
No.
I'm at soup.
What do you mean you're at soup?
I'm at soup.
What store are you in?
The soup. I'm at the soup store.
Why are you buying clothes at the soup store?
Fuck you.
I'm
Wait.
glad that my mouth vocals, my voice was getting like actually like crushed and like clipping in the stream for that. Like I was shouting at you over a fucking phone.
I had to keep myself from laughing.
I
while
could
was
hear
doing
you
the lines.
dying and failing.
It's so easy to just like remember exactly how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Permanently etched into my mind.
Purple
That
Eyes.
and the entirety of TFS's Attack on Titan Abridged.
Purple Eyes is a comedy genius we will never know the likes of again.
Yep. Best of luck in his endeavors.
Mm-hmm. I think he's a
And,
doctor.
and then you have Giguk, who tried. And the only thing I can remember from
Ava.
was it the train one? Train Wars?
Oh yeah, Real Wars.
There's,
Yeah.
369, damn Shifa. Something, one more time, get low. Get low, get low.
Yeah.
Oh, that's from that?
Preceded,
That's from that?
yeah, preceded by them coming across a crying child and trying to figure out different ways to calm him down, including hitting him at least once.
Wild.
Yeah.
How many 5-inch tall, 12-inch wide cakes can I juggle? 1, because I can't juggle. I have not had the time to develop juggling as a desirable hyperfixation of a skill to learn. Like, once I get another set, give me some locks to pick, and yeah, I could do that, because that was a good fixation for a good 3 months, but...
Wait,
like,
so you
not
know how to
juggling.
lockpick?
What? Yeah, I know how to lockpick.
Oh. Well, shit.
I got very bored one day while I was working at Starbucks, and looked up how it happens.
Hey, TK, what the fuck is that question? Don't bother answering stupid questions, Case.
But he's the only person in chat. We gotta engage with chat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
we gotta
engagement
have
I'm
some
giving is,
lines.
what the fuck is that question?
Yeah,
He's
you're-
asking to do the impossible.
Yeah, no, see, you're engaging by being the straight man, I'm engaging by running for it, and that's how we get our comedy duo going. It's a mutual relationship, my guy. You give and I take some more, and then I get the credit because it's my channel.
the who the fuck starts a conversation like that?
I just sat down. Judging by Rosa's reactions, I'm gonna just immediately move on. It seemed that as a mother, she did not find her daughter's love for witches pleasant. Seemingly, all the cousins other than Battler were able to understand this, and they shrugged their shoulders, smiling awkwardly.
So if you like witches, you also like Halloween. Is that how it works? I guess I should just ask her myself if I don't know. Hey, Maria, what kind of relationship do Halloween and witches have with each other? That's a
that is a loaded question. You're about to get her to...
That's an exceptionally stupid
She's
question.
about to show you all of her, like, hyperfixation notes and go on and on for the next 3 years.
Well, it started with Solomon.
As Battler asked that, George and Jessica let a small noise. It seems they were too late. It almost looked as though Maria had been waiting for that question. After looking happy for an instant,
Maria.
her expression turned a little mean, as if to say, "You don't know anything, do ya?"
Do you?
It's the expression of an enthusiast who had been enraged by an ignorant statement of an outsider with the wrong impression.
Vampires are cooler.
Oh, the Celts thought of the changing strength of the sun over the course of a year
Fuck.
as its birth.
Sit-ups. Time. God. Hello to you. How's it
Okay,
going?
I'll keep going in the meantime.
Go on.
It's growing up, period. It's aging and death. And then it's revival.
I get it. The sun, weak and warm in spring, starts to grow up and become hot, and then it gradually gets weaker and worn out. Yeah, I can see how you could think of that as the passing of the sun's life.
Work is work, that's good at least. Bad things are still going well.
Yep. So they thought that at the end of October, the sun died, rested its body in the land of the dead, and then revived again at winter solstice. And so, they celebrated the day that the sun ends its 1 year lifespan and dies, calling it New Year's Eve or Samhain.
That way of thinking is very interesting. To say that the sun is revived on the day of the winter solstice, when the daylight hours start to grow longer again, it's an episode that makes you understand how much the ancient people deified the sun.
I see. And what do witches have to do with this?
It seemed that my casual urging forward had slightly infuriated Maria.
Ah, he's back.
I'm back? Or...
Oh, no. He's back at being the narrator.
Oh, right, yeah. She glared at me with eyes that told me to let her explain without interrupting. Stop interrupting me!
Never.
Maria looked like she was having fun telling me, so I decided not to interrupt.
In the interval between October and November, life and death became the closest they ever will. The Celts believed that this was the time when the world of the living was at its closest to that of the dead, and those not of this world, and when they would be visited by many inhabitants of the other world. It was like the Bone Festival in Japan.
At the time, the people believed that the souls returning to the physical world would go into people's houses or possess people to do bad things. So, in order to avoid harm from them, the people invented protective rituals. One of those was to imitate creepy monsters and scare the souls instead, which was apparently a good way to avoid being possessed.
So that part became a festival, which turned into a costume parade. Maria's really knowledgeable.
Ain't that the truth?
I too watched Billy and Mandy as a kid.
Even I never knew Halloween had such a history. Oh man, Billy and Mandy. I still to this day have that Brains episode on repeat. I saw...
yes.
So,
yeah.
Like, Halloween does have, like, a storied history, but it's actually, like, incredibly boring and minor. Because it was just like it's just the culmination of like a bunch of
various festivals and traditions.
I don't want to say pagan, because
it's not Christian.
Yeah, it's
pagan. Literally means not Christian.
Yeah, a bunch of pagan festivals, specifically around the Celts and some of the rest of Europe. It's just a combination of like All Saints Day, as well as like a European version of like Day of the Dead.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of Harvest Festival mixed in too.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, we normally attribute that to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Even I never knew Halloween had such a storied history. Where did this whole trick-or-treat thing come from? Her knowledge was so extensive that the adults had started listening too at some point. Maria, who normally was always treated like the youngest, puffed out her chest in pride.
Capitalism.
We also tried to say that this was just a kid's story, and that she wanted to quickly break up the circle and set the luggage down in the guest house, but nobody else agreed, and she let out a heavy sigh.
Okay. Trick or treat is just for fun. It has nothing to do with what was originally a Celtic ceremony. That was created later when Christian customs were mixed in. But I think that Halloween should be. Halloween should be that way.
According to Maria, the souls.
That's what it was. Sorry,
What?
I was like, All Saints Day sounded wrong to me. And it's
All
Hallows
Hallows
Eve.
Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All Saints Day is Christmas?
The next. All
No,
Saints
it's
Day
the
is the
next
next day. It's
Yeah.
November 1st.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Because the Hallows for All Hallows Eve is the Saints. If I remember right.
Oh, okay. Oh, hallowed be thy name. Gotcha.
Yeah.
According to Maria, the souls of the dead weren't the only ones who visited from the world of the non-human. There were also spirits that had an intimate connection to how people lived. It's because humans received the favors of those spirits that they were able to earn a wonderful blessing, and a year's worth of good crops.
So, in other words, Halloween was a bit of a harvest festival.
A little bit.
What did I just say?
I see. Now you mention it, I get the feeling that October is a turning point in various ways, seasonally too. I mean, it's exactly on the other side of the year to Japan's April. Yeah, that might be a good place to market. And the rest of the world's April.
Which, as a side note, considering that, the Monday that's coming up, basically, in 2 days, is Canadian Thanksgiving, which also coincidentally falls towards the end of our harvest festival, or harvest period.
Oh, nice! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You know what the most exciting thing in October that isn't Halloween? We change our clocks back to normal.
All right.
To real time.
Yeah. Daylight savings and all.
I'm no longer stuck in fucking Pacific determined time. It's just Pacific Standard Time.
I always thought the D meant daylight saving time. Or
It's
daylight
determined.
time.
Yeah, it's both. It's determined or daylight. It's stupid, and I think daylight savings time is useless nowadays because we have this thing called alarms and clocks.
Yeah, not only that, but phones and computers usually automatically switch the time.
Yep.
They had alarms and clocks for centuries.
Yeah, but so the reason we have daylight savings time is because we lose a little bit of the day at the end, a little bit of the year at the end of the year, because it's not exactly 365 to 366 days. It's a point something, so we're just saving that little bit of time. So every few years we just lose a day.
I could have sworn I heard something about apparently how it was more that because of the banks or something like that.
Yeah, fuck
In
the
regards to the
banks.
markets and all that.
I thought it was because, we don't want to keep waking up in dark 30 at some points of the day, so we can just get an extra hour's sleep in and shift our clocks ahead so we get more use out of the actual daytime.
Also, Benjamin Franklin came up with this 400 years ago.
Yeah.
300 years ago.
Anyways. Got it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
anyways.
we're waiting on you.
Right. I know, I'm getting on it.
And you know, the witches, they held a coven during that time called a Sabbat. The witches would thank the spirits that gave out blessings of prosperity and reward them.
Halloween costumes are an imitation of the visitors from the other side. So then the reason we give candy to them must be because we're feeling that they should be thanked for the yearly harvest?
Just like George Oni-chan says.
So Halloween is a time when this world and that world intermingle. So in other words, it's a precious opportunity for witches to interact with visitors from that world, is what you want to say.
Just like Battler says. So you know what? October is the time when the power of witches and demons is at its most vigorous and prosperous. I'm sure Beatrice will come too.
You know, you can stop with your whole foreshadowing that Beatrice is gonna waltz up in, kick down the door and say, "Hey, I'm here." I can fucking feel it already. Please stop. I get it.
It's gonna waltz in, gut this child, and leave.
No, see, she's gonna walk in whenever Maria starts getting beat by Rosa again. And she starts crying like, "Beatrice, please save me." She's gonna waltz in and say, "Hey, stop beating your kid." Then walk into the mansion itself and then start killing once night falls.
And then we'll eat the marshmallow candies together. And she'll take me to the Golden Land with her. We'll sing magical songs together, learn magic spells together, learn how to draw magic circles together. And then I'm going to learn the secrets of runes and become a great witch really, really quickly.
Oh, you want secrets
It's
of
not
runes?
worth it, kid. It's not worth it, kid. Rune Magecraft is dumb and really, really hard.
Rune Magecraft is stupidly easy. I don't know why people say it's hard. It's literally just symbology connected to each individual icon, and then you just tie it in together into a longer chain to get a greater effect. It's literally so fucking easy.
Yeah.
Like, I could pull out a fucking
Alternatively-
spreadsheet and show you how fucking easy it is.
In case you said spreadsheet and immediately turned me off of it.
Motherfucker, it's like having a chart telling you just what each rune means. God damn, it's so easy. Like, look at this. Just fucking... You want something with wealth, health, whatever, something like that. Just use Urus, because that has got a whole connection with, enhancing strength. Like, the health of a cattle, strong, male, everything. Or if you want fire, you could use something like Kanas, because it literally means, fire, light, beacon, a torch, wisdom. Or answers to invoke the power of gods, and invoke, because fire is a domain of the gods and symbology, go with that. Fucking, it's not that hard.
Fireball.
My god, it's not that hard.
I cast a level 9 fireball.
Counterspell.
What?
Counterspell.
Not at you.
I'm still counterspelling you, fuck you.
Is it level 9?
Yes?
I cast bullet in your direction.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to roll that attack and see if it beats my AC.
It's
Nerds.
that's a 14 plus 4, so 18.
Okay, but see, because I'm currently playing Karlak, who I've got equipped with a lot of heavy armor. Sorry, she's got medium armor, but extra dodge bonus because of dexterity bonus. So it just is 18, so you barely hit. Just barely.
Alright, so that's 2d6 plus 2. That's 8, that's 10.
Okay, that's barely any damage to my Karlak. Now she's going to rage and attack you. With her fire greatsword.
Yeah, Misty Step as a reaction.
Nah, counterspell again. This time from Will, my other party member. You're gonna take this
reaction.
You're gonna take this sword and you're going to like it. Anyways.
Right.
I rolled real dice.
My,
I know.
My, isn't that wonderful? It's best for kids to have dreams. By the way, Rosa, how old did Maria Chan turn this year again? Maria, that's enough of that topic. Don't worry about it, Rosa Chan. It's a dream that any girl has at one time or another. Thank you very much. But Maria has already outgrown that age. Hey, I'm telling you to stop.
Rosa scolded Maria,
She is 9.
trying to shut her up before her cheery discussions about black magic earned her the snickers of the relatives.
Wow. That's a pretty large-scale dream. By the way, who is Beatrice again? What was it? I've heard this before.
Battler had been gone for 6 years and had completely forgotten about the legend of the Rokkenjima witch. However, when he said he didn't know Beatrice's name, Maria's mood, which had been so bright until now, became sour in an instant.
Mm-hmm.
You imagine Beatrice looking at his ass and be like, motherfucker.
Nah, because I think they're doing it where that is like the peace battler, not the actual, like, battler who knows everything and all the meta knowledge and shit.
Ah.
So he's trying to, like, I think the actual battler we know will come in with, like, basically saying, here's the thought process you go to win. Basically, like, he can fucking, like, send thoughts in, but he's not that battler.
Ah.
When he said that, Battler immediately remembered that it was the name of the witch of this island, but the damage was already done. Until Maria's mood improved, many mysterious and fabulous episodes regarding the Golden Witch were drilled into his brain.
That is enough, Maria. Thank you, Battler-kun, for going along with her stories.
I don't like the look in your eye.
Kanon-kun, don't you have work to do? Please leave now. Goda-san, I think everyone wants to set down their bags for the time being.
Child abuse time. Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Hey, I didn't finish the line.
Oh, fuck, sorry. I thought you did say sorry.
No,
TK,
said sorry,
the character I was
could you
pulling
guys-
from was a spell slinger.
Anyways, sorry, but could you guide everyone to the guest house? I said sorry because that was part of my line.
Oh, sorry.
Certainly. Well then, everyone, I will guide you to the guest house. Then, if you will excuse me.
Led by Goda, the relatives headed off in the direction of the guest house. Their minds on setting down their luggage and taking a quick rest, they didn't even notice that Rosa and Maria had stayed in the same spot. After watching them leave towards the guest house, Rosa's features changed suddenly. She let go of the hand that had been gripping Maria's arm the whole time. There was a bright red mark there, making it clear how much of excessive force she had been gripping Maria's slender arm with. That hand then smacked Maria over the head and pulled her left ear up into the air, pinching it sharply.
I'm always telling you not to talk about witches. Haven't I always said that it was our promise together?
She was asked a direct question.
Mama, it hurts. Mama, it hurts. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts.
Halloween! Do you ever stop? A witch festival? Who cares about the Celts? Who cares
do.
about black magic? Are you an
I do.
idiot?
We are.
I mean,
Really?
yes, but
You are 9 years old. 9!
exactly, she's fucking 9.
because of
You made the ruckus. That was your fault, Rosa.
Can you let me do my line?
Yeah. Sorry.
Because you made that ruckus in the train, I had to go all the trouble of getting off and buying you those disgusting monster marshmallows that look like they have fluorescent paint on them. We were even late because I bought them for you. How much more will you have to embarrass me before you're satisfied?
That was your choice.
As Rosa cursed, she twisted Maria's ear up, making it seem like it was going to snap off. An expression of anguish spread across Maria's face as she stood on her tiptoes as though her life depended on it, trying to soften the pain on her ear that was being pulled. Rosa suddenly saw the candy that Maria had been holding in her hand. Then she threw it on the ground and stepped on it over and over. To Maria, it was supposed to be the proof of her memory of that span of time, however brief, when she had enjoyed going shopping with her mother. It was being trampled by that very same mother. It was as though a brand had been being pushed against Maria's eye, leaving a mark that couldn't be erased.
Who cares about this disgusting candy? Disgusting. This is why, you see. This is why. Disgusting.
She struck Maria's head over and over again with her palm as she spoke. She didn't hit Maria's face because the red swelling would stand out. That's not something you should immediately, consider you have... You shouldn't be considerate of,
This is how a lot of abuse works. This is very well researched.
It is very well researched. I hate that.
This is how a lot of people who commit abuse against their kids get away with it. Because they're not hitting them in places where it's going to show. Yeah. They're not gonna hit in a place that's gonna be obvious, and they will never hit hard enough to leave a mark.
Well, she already left several marks.
Yeah. So you hit them on the head, you hit them somewhere that's gonna be hidden by clothing.
Yep. That's why I wouldn't be surprised if spanking is a popular choice.
Maria closed her eyes tightly, patiently bearing her mother's violence. No, that wasn't quite it.
Mama. Come back, Mama. Save me, Mama. Save me, Mama. Beat the bad witch.
She kept bearing it, muttering that over and over.
Will you listen? I told you to stop saying witch. You little... You...
Rosa's shoulders shook as she breathed, tired from hitting. Maria grasped her hands together, withholding it, hoping her mother would come back quickly.
Mama. Mama. Come back quickly. Save Mama. Finish off the bad witch.
Why don't you just stay there doing that forever? And then you can just stand there mumbling about witches and Halloween forever.
After throwing those words at Maria, Rosa went off towards the guest house, leaving Maria behind. Maria, unable to even remember that it was alright to cry, kept staring down at the trampled, unrecognizable jack-o'-lantern candy.
I'm just glad that it's day off for both my parents, so they don't usually, get off the bed so early.
They don't barge in to wonder what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, basically, especially since all the bedrooms are on the same floor, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry, getting all the child abuse lines right now in this one stream.
Yeah, yeah. And again, at least it's
Yeah.
early enough that they're still preoccupied with TV and stuff, so
Yeah.
we're good. We're golden.
Yeah.
Again, how are y'all feeling? Just like tired wise, and also, do you feel like keep going after seeing all that at the moment? Because we can cut it here if it's like too much for
I
the moment.
am so incredibly angry at Rosa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, understandable.
Yeah.
Like, I
See?
knew she was abusive, but getting the full context really helps.
So, like, Ava's mean, and Natsuhi's a little controlling, but god damn, Rosa.
Oh yeah, no.
It's impressive to be the worst bitch in the worst bitch family club.
Bro,
Yeah,
Natsuhi was so protective of those kids, and Ava was like, she was mean. That's all she is. She's just mean.
Yeah, no.
She's not abusive.
Yeah, no, she just talks big more than actually being abusive.
I get the feeling like if Ava doesn't die and like this, since we seem to be getting a lot of Rosa, I think she's gonna live longer. I think I said that in my guess.
Yeah.
Because this is like the Rosa show right now. She's probably gonna be like gonna survive longer term than like Nazi or Ava. So it's probably gonna be Ava's turn next in the next episode. Then if it's doing just like, oh, let's let the women of the family like have like these moments to like hopefully get character development. Hopefully. Dear God, I hope they get character development to not be like learn how to not be an abusive shit, Rosa, and go to therapy.
All of Rosa's character development is terrible. The more we learn about her, the worse she gets.
Okay, this is also the first episode, so it's establishing how bad she is. Once the murders happen, that's when things are gonna get. Because remember, like the early establishment for Natsuhi was making her a really shitty person. Like, I don't think they can recover all of Rosa because she's like, Jesus Christ, you can't come back from beating kids really well.
Yeah.
Like I
but
said,
she better have like a moment where she's trying at least to be better.
Natsuhi's just controlling. That's it.
Yeah.
She's
like
not
probably the
abusive.
worst. Yeah.
And you could argue some like not physical abuse, that like the way she like neglects all of like Jessica's wants, needs, and likes and shit could be considered a form of abuse.
Yeah,
it's
definitely emotionally. Yeah,
emotional
abuse.
distancing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's not emotionally on the same level as Jessica is.
Mm-hmm.
Ava is not abusive to George's face.
Yeah. We know she's absolutely abusive to the other family, but
yeah.
Like I said, holy shit, Rudolph family is it's the most well-adjusted.
And that's with the
nice
son
people.
fucking off for 6 years.
Yeah. Rudolph's family's legitimately just filled with nice people.
It's gonna be tragic when we get their backstory and then like it turns out they're also fucked.
Well, like, Rudolph has made poor decisions, and he's obviously like a playboy. But at least he's like, not abusive to Battler beyond like making fun of him.
Like shit, hell, he's trying to mitigate the like damages to his company from what I can see.
Well, to be fair, all of them are doing that.
Well,
yeah, it seems that Rudolph ran into trouble with a name. So
yeah, he got fucked with brand recognition, not shitty like.
But what I was trying to get at is more like that he would probably be more willing to pay out of his pocket if he was a little bit more generous.
Yeah, he even said, "Man, I'm going to hell because I keep asking my dad for money, and now I'm after the inheritance." Because he's like he feels remorse. That's the big thing. He feels remorse for the actions he's taken.
Exactly.
Well, you also see that with Rosa when she actually like doesn't let her like terrifyingly bad anger issues get over her. Because when she realizes what she's done, she's like, oh fuck, I fucked up. She just never does anything to actually address those like inherent anger problems.
Which is also part of the cycle of abuse. And something that abusers do.
Anyway.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, Rosa, where did you go? I'm sorry. The roses were so wonderful. I got a bit carried away.
Uh-huh.
Rosa, go set your luggage down quickly. We're going to greet Aniki. What happened to Maria-chan? Is she still by the flower beds?
Yes. It looks like there was a rose she liked, and she said she wanted to look after it and wouldn't listen.
This is also
I decided to let her
change.
do what she wants for a while.
Yes. Like, there's several changes going on that we're noticing now.
Because the first time she just left.
Yeah. They didn't even bring up Halloween then last time. It was just, roses are so pretty. Oh no, this rose is dead. I'm sad.
We sometimes forget that girls have their own little world. Sometimes we have to respect that, right? That's right. Thank you for caring, Kitty and Ne-san. Goda-san, where is our room?
I will guide you. This way. Allow me to hold your luggage.
I'm fine. I can carry it myself. Thank you.
Rosa-sama, why are your hands bloody?
Well, you see, man, train travel in this city and this time of year, it's rough. You can't have anything
Yeah,
nice.
no, yeah. Absolutely. This fall weather is just... the wind's so dry and it just, well, dries your hands so quickly. So it must be... Yeah, my callus is cracking so hard they're bleeding.
On your knuckles? Unfortunate. I have an ointment for that.
Thank
Rosa
you.
went into the room that Goda had guided her to.
Oh, I just felt dirty for that joke. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, no.
It's a dark, dark joke.
Yeah,
I
see. I'm just
Holy
going with
shit.
the like. You can't have anything nice in this city joke. You guys kept going.
Yeah. Mm.
Not to
Yeah,
make
no.
light of child abuse.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
Sorry,
saying that
I
somebody
kinda went
would have
along
noticed
with-
the swelling of her hand,
Mm-hmm.
which is
I
probably
think that's why she doesn't want to let go of her
kept carrying
luggage,
her
so it looks like
luggage,
it's
yeah.
getting like, oh, it's just tired from holding the luggage all this time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, I realized how fucked it up was when I said it. It just like it just came out. Like
Yeah,
I should have stopped, but sorry.
Don't
Though,
worry.
yeah,
It happens.
yeah. I'm just
Yeah.
overthinking it. So pardon that.
You're good.
It was less a joke and more just a heightening of like an improv situation. That's my fault.
Yeah, we kept yes-anding it a bit too much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it got sad.
Closing the
Yeah.
door somewhat violently, she threw her luggage on top of the bed.
It's hard to be funny this time.
Yeah. We're at the very serious shit right now.
Mm-hmm.
She got down on her knees in front of the bed and buried her face in it. For a while, Rosa made as if to shred the sheets with her fingernails, sobbing continually.
You best pray to God for forgiveness because I'm not giving it to you.
Beatrice might forgive her.
I wouldn't exactly count on it.
Maria-sama, are you alright?
Kanon, who had been hiding behind a thicket, appeared after watching Rosa leave.
I'm fine.
Oh, no, not this coping mechanism.
Maria laughed unpleasantly, but to Kanon, who had seen the whole thing, it looked like she was enduring as best she could.
She's a horrible person. I can't believe that was a mother.
It can't be helped. Such pitiful things enter such pitiful vessels. I am just fine.
Kanon got
Oh,
down on his
Maria.
knees and picked up the trampled candy. It was tragic just looking at it. He thought about dusting it off and returning it to her, but really couldn't do so with it in that condition. As he was at a loss at what to do, he met eyes with Maria. No, they didn't meet. Maria was looking at the candy Kanon had picked up. Right now, Maria's heart was surely in the same place as that trampled candy, which had been crushed into a pulp. Kanon realized this, but he didn't know what he should do.
I know.
I'll exchange it for the one I received earlier.
Canon remembered that an identical candy which he had received from Maria was in his pocket. Maria stuck out her hand. Canon thought she was trying to accept it, so he held out the candy, but Maria didn't try to grasp it. Then, Canon realized. She wasn't asking him to give it back. No matter how tragic it was, the trampled candy was Maria's. Her mother had bought it for her. No matter how tragic, it had to be this candy. If it could only be made pretty again by dusting it off. Canon hung his head.
I can't do anything except dust it off. Sorry.
Well, TKJ, it's not that there's no budget, it's that, like, what would be the purpose of giving, like, a fancy CG for Canon picking up candy? Or showing broken candy?
It's pointless to make the smashed candy.
Yeah, like, that's tragic cool. You could probably just, like, spend an afternoon just, like, cutting up the candy actual JPEG and, like, spreading it out if you don't want to redraw it, but with visual novels, especially stuff like that, you need to, like, prioritize what art is important, what is, what's not, and they already spent a lot getting, like, these mouth-flapping, like, in sync with the voice acting sprites going on, which we're just ignoring because we're voiceovering it ourselves.
Yeah.
But there are gonna be more CGs probably, because we had an entire gallery of them that need to be filled. It's just not at the moment. Canon held out the miserable candy she wanted. Maria took it and spoke.
Thank you. A human can't do anything except dust it off, but a witch can repair it to how it was. It would be easy for Beatrice.
Maria-sama, do you know about Beatrice-sama?
There couldn't be anyone related to the Ushiromiya family who didn't know Beatrice's name. With Battler as the exception, because he was gone. But now, just now, Maria had told Battler about her proudly. She had spoken almost as though she had been meeting with Beatrice regularly. The inside of the fist Canon had made with his left hand hurt sharply. In the past, a witch called Beatrice had appeared and tempted him and Shannon. He had always tried to make himself think it had been a bad dream. However, Shannon insisted that it had definitely been a real witch. And then, this summer, the shrine to the local Shinto god had been hit by lightning and had been disappeared without a trace in the span of a single night. He had known that Shannon had broken the mirror, and he remembered that too, that upon the witch's departure, she had left him with the words that she would eventually be revived. And now, this girl who had no end of faith in Beatrice spoke as though she had met her. Canon couldn't suppress a sense of something ominous welling up in his heart. For a while, Maria remained silent, as though she could see into Canon's heart. As though she was waiting for his memory of Beatrice to come back to him. Then, she spoke, matter-of-factly.
You know, I am friends with Beatrice. I'm meeting her today to play.
Play?
Yep, play. We're going to study magic together.
Ba, ba, ba! The face of the witch, who Canon had tried to pretend was a bad dream, began to slowly creep into the back of his mind.
Okay,
Father-
so not to derail,
Yes.
but the Halloween FGO event just says planned release mid-October. That's not a date.
No, they've been doing that recently.
That's not a date.
They're announcing that it's coming, but not the specifics. They've been doing that recently for like the past 2 months.
Yeah, stupid.
Wait, are we talking
Anyways.
like the EN or JP server?
Ian.
Ian.
Because I was going to point out that Twisted Wonderland does that for its monthly schedules, where it outlines the events early in the month, mid-month, and late month.
It seems like they're shifting it so that they can be able to do like proper announcement streams and then like have it come like out like almost immediately after or like within a day or so.
Yeah.
So it's properly like that instead of just like, here's a set date and then, oh no, maintenance for an entire day and a half.
Yeah.
I guess. Anyways.
Right. Before we derail too much. Father said that Father said that he was extremely busy with his research. He said that, unfortunately, he will be unable to make an appearance.
Come on, we've all put this conference in our schedule. Thank you for the hydrate, TKJ.
Thank you.
Come
I
on.
will turn it off.
The hydrates?
Yeah.
No.
I don't have that power.
No, you don't.
Sorry.
Thank you for the 3 hydrates.
I will ask kindly for Case to turn off being able to have multiple in the stream by one person.
No. Come on, we put this conference in our schedules and come all the way out to Rokkenjima during this very busy fall season. I wish Dad would act a little bit more sociable.
So true. Dr. Nanjo, is it really a problem with his research and his mood? Isn't he already bedridden and unable to get up, right?
Well, I wonder. There is not much I can say.
Nanjo glanced at Natsuhi, as though he wasn't qualified to disregard Natsuhi when he spoke on this topic.
Father is healthier than ever. Calling him bedridden is the height of rudeness. But he only has 3 months left to live, right? Wouldn't that mean that he'd be wasting away, unable to get out of his bed? Right, Dr. Nanjo?
For a normal patient, that'd probably be the case, but Kenzo has an extraordinary willpower. The force of his will may have even the Grim Reaper too terrified to approach.
The power of being horny on main, so hard for a dead woman.
Death came to Teddy Roosevelt at night because he was afraid to face him during the day.
Yep. When he was awake, never mind during the day.
Yep.
If he's that energetic, then we can be at least a little reassured, right?
Although, if he is that energetic, I wish he'd allow us to at least greet him. Isn't the point of the family conference to come and see Dad's face? Now, I don't know why the hell we came.
Don't say that. If he were here, you would complain the whole time about how you couldn't relax. I say we should celebrate that all of us siblings are here together as a family again this year. As we were the last, without even one of us missing. Yet.
You realize we couldn't meet him at last year's family conference either. I wonder why we can't get him to understand that his children by blood want to see him after 2 years. If you have words of greeting for him, I will tell him for you. Or Ava-san, perhaps you had something other than a greeting you want to discuss with Father? Come on, what are you talking about? Sheesh.
Give it a rest, Ava. Natsuhi-san, forgive us. Ava's just concerned about Father's condition as his daughter. Please understand her feelings a little bit.
That's right. Ava, how suddenly you've become respectful to Father since he was told how long he has left. Yes, I can just about understand why you might be desperate to see him. Villain speech?
What exactly are you implying?
Quit it, Aniki. Why don't we pray this mood will improve by dinner? And we've just arrived. And anyway, we only came to give a light greeting. We can hold the family conference even without Dad. No, there should be even a few things that we can't talk to him about until we form a unified opinion. Right, Hideyoshi Nissan? Yep, just as Rudolph-kun says. We can only gather our faces here once a year. We gotta value this precious time we've got and act together, frankly. Even though the tea hadn't come yet, they were very strong-minded.
But before that, I wonder if we have enough leeway to enjoy some black tea at our leisure, surrounded by the wonderful furnishings of the mansion's parlor.
Kirie's words seemed to hold some slight admonishment towards all of the people gathered in that place. They all understood, and as they cleared their throats and straightened their neckties, the atmosphere of the room returned to normal for a moment.
Kraus just like absolutely dying in the corner.
Oh, good, the poison's working correctly. Good. Thank you for the help, Natsuhi.
No. Both
You
of
should
two
know, I've been microdosing poison since last year. It won't
yes.
work.
He has
No, but
been
it should,
enjoying
like,
the leaf
stall
for
you
days,
enough
but-
for us to get the garrote.
I've been microdosing wire, too.
That's not how that works.
You should see the rope behind the house.
Oh yes, it's quite thick after all.
And the rope in our bedroom.
Sweetie, honey.
Just Jessica in the background. What the fuck?
Just a sudden change of the dynamic to like
I do not
lovey-dovey
receive regular.
beautiful.
I do not receive regular gratification anymore.
Mm.
All of his siblings
maybe-
going, please stop.
Okay, we're about to get another ad break, it seems, so... Since that looked like a scene change for the moment.
Yeah.
Shall we do that? You guys still feeling good to keep going?
We could stop or we could keep going. I don't really mind. I feel like 3 hours is a good stopping place for us normally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm asking now because I've got a few snooze, so I can snooze this out to an ending screen if we need to, but...
Yeah, we could stop for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Leaving on something
Stop
more
on-
wholesome than abuse.
Stop on the best joke I've ever made.
Yeah, you want to end on a high note. I gotcha.
Mhm.
Really, I brought the rope back and everything.
Yep.
It all
I was
comes
also-
together.
I was also gonna
No.
follow up with,
Yeah.
oh, but sweetie, you gotta change up the scenario every often if you want more gratification.
Nazi, he get the rope.
Why can't we switch it up with the cuffs though?
Because the cuffs chafe my hands.
Your wrist.
Where were you
mean?
thinking those cuffs go?
So, well, it's like the bottom of my hand. It's like like the meat of your thumb, like right below it.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Right.
we need to get those fluffy ones because we've been using the ones we stole from that cop.
That's true.
Alright
Just
then.
everyone's like, please stop.
Alright then, any of you guys got someone to raid?
I barely
Let's
watch
see
Twitch, so I
who's
got nothing.
on. No.
No?
Do you have anybody?
I'm asking you because I'm not seeing anyone of my usual squad.
Is anyone else playing Umineko?
The first person I pulled up looks like they're about done with it themselves. And the other... yeah, they're finishing up the Witch's Tea Party in episode 1. So...
Oh, we could do that.
But I think they're also about to end too, that's the thing. It's their stream is timed to finish episode 1.
So,
So we got no one there.
Is anyone else playing like just a visual novel?
That's such a broad thing. I wouldn't even know where to fucking look. Because it's not just like, oh, look, browse
know,
visual
like-
novels on Twitch. It doesn't help.
Fucking Doki Doki Literature Club or whatever.
Or even, I almost want to say, dare I say it, the sister series of Higurashi, but that risks spoilers.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anything. God.
Discover.
Nope. No, wait. There might be a person, like, there's barely anyone with, like, someone doing a Higurashi stream. Yeah, but... Okay, there's one person with four viewers doing a Higurashi chapter 1 stream.
Alright, we could go raid them.
Maybe, like, check again my following to see if there's anyone else we might have.
I have the perfect name for the raid, too.
What?
Natsuhi, get the rope.
No.
Come on.
No. God, why is it so hard to find someone to raid nowadays? It's only Saturday. That's usually when a lot of people are streaming.
Ackle isn't doing his coffee
That's
talk
right,
live
Ackle is done with his... Fuck. Okay. I don't want to read Salty Bet. That's a marine thing. I don't feel like reading that. Don't feel like reading a duck stream. Those people have thousands of viewers. I don't feel like they need any raids.
Do you know who Milk Drops is?
Maybe. Yes, I think so.
She's doing Resident Evil 4, the remake.
Guess that works.
Yep.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we'll just raid her then. That's Milk with 2 eyes, right?
Yep.
Alright. Let's see, an actual raid message, not that.
Get the rope.
No.
Microdose on poison.
No.
No, that doesn't really fit.
The only other thing I can think of is fucked up, so those are the two, man.
I mean, I was gonna say Rosa is the worst.
Rosa's the worst.
That I feel better than just straight up pulling up like, oh boy, suicide jokes in someone's stream out of nowhere after we raid them.
What? Get the rope can mean a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd rather just we go with this then, so... I guess we're doing... Oh fuck, did I start the raid already?
Forgot. Yep.
Oh shit.
Congrats, you fucked up.